1580 KGAL.
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of 1580 KGAL. You can follow the Warriors all season long, every snap, every score, every game, home and away on KGAL. Tonight's game is brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, Mama's Fine Italian, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Power Honda, Ixtapa Mexican Restaurant, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, Les Schwab Tires of Lebanon, Bing's Kitchen, Like New Appliance, Lynn Benton Tractor, Wilson Motors, and by Canega Tire Factory. Now, get ready for Warriors football. With all the action, here are Radio Ray and Rob Allen, live on 1580 KGAL.
Well, it's lucky we're here. We were sitting around reminiscing about the old days. Of course, Scott's only 14 years old, so there's not just which was it? Was that the 21st birthday, or is it? There hasn't been another one since then.
22.
Is it 22 now?
Yes.
It's been that long ago that you were in Florida for 21?
Yes, I'm still on the run, by the way. So.
Wow, right? It doesn't seem that long. So you're an older person now. Of course, Rob Allen is here, and he's in his early 50s. I'm Brady Ray, 35 a couple of weeks ago, and ready to roll tonight for football. Hard to believe, say this every year, but it is. It really is hard to believe that this is a final game of the regular season. I remember when we stood here, and it was Scott Landgren, by the way. That's Scott, better known as Statman Crothers, Rob Allen. I'm Radio Ray. Because the name is Pitts, and I don't want to go through all that. Ray Pitts is a terrible name on the radio. But I remember when we stood here, Scott, we're talking about what a beautiful night, first game of the year, and this season, because there's only one game a week, goes so quickly. And it used to be that there were 10 regular season games in a season. Now we're down to 9. That was done a couple of years ago to accommodate the OSAA's new plans that everybody plays. Everybody was in the playoffs, which really was not a good idea. I mean, there were teams that certainly did not deserve to need to play one more game or travel to do that. But everybody was in the playoffs, so that took care of the 10th game. Well, now they've changed their minds on that, which really was a good thing. They now have these power rankings. Only 24 teams, depending upon how they are ranked by the OSAA, make the playoffs. But why didn't we get the 10th game back? It's not like there's an extra round of playoffs any longer.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point, Ray. It's been a whirlwind the last few years, the way the playoff system is and what to make of it.
So the season really passes quickly. And here we are in a final regular season game tonight. In fact, they're just about to start the national anthem here, which surprised me. So why don't we take our first break this evening, which we need to do. We'll return Dallas and the Warriors tonight on KGAL.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Lynn Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E, Tangent.
Porcupines are cute, but they can ruin your tires if you run over their tail. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, every one of our car or pickup tires comes with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every dollar spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. Our focus is local. Local people, local families, and local businesses. We promise we'll always be that bank. Willamette Community Bank, service like no other. We promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
1580 KGAL.
All right, welcome back. I'm surprised they're on schedule. It was senior night tonight, and they were going to start that about 6:30. They started at 10 minutes late, but it looks like the game is going to start on time regardless. How many seniors would you say were out there being honored, Ross?
17.
17.
17.
Boy, not even an estimate right there. 17.
Yes, sir.
Can't you count? 17. 17. Is that a big senior class?
That's a decent
Usual
size. That's a decent size. I think once you get up to around 20, Ray, and usually there's about 40 to 45 that are usually dressed down for varsity games, so almost half. almost half of the Warrior varsity is seniors. That's pretty good. Now, out of that 17, Ray, there's probably, I would say, about a dozen that actually get significant playing time on the playing fields.
A couple of years ago, which was the year prior to last year, which was a good year for the Warriors, how many seniors would you say graduated a couple of years ago? Remember? Any idea?
I remember last year it was like 14, I think 13 or 14, right around that. That was Ben Dewar's class, Alex Hoff, Nolan Hopkins, to name a few from that class. And, usually it's been the mid to high teens. It really has been a nice group. And we can see Jake May, Keaton Scavone are part of the captains going out to the middle of the field. Taman Pravotsky and looks like Luke Rapay. Those are the 4 captains, all seniors.
Well, I was just wondering how many, but the fact that you say we didn't lose that many last year, and this is a little bit down. So I guess it just depends on who those people are in that senior class, not the size of the class. The reason I wondered is Corvallis, they only had 8 seniors on their team this year because the team that was rather strong last year was really senior dominated. Would you say out of the 17 people that left that the team is senior dominated?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
After that, there's I think in the junior and sophomore classes about the same amount in those 2 classes. But we're hoping that with hopefully more success here, as we have the final regular season game, but hopefully a playoff game for sure, that we'll get a few more players out for the next few years and do some recruiting within the school hallways, if you will. Get some more players out, because the numbers still have been down overall, Ray, for the program. It would be certainly nice to be like a West Albany, have 80 to 90, 100 players out for the football program. That's how you get depth, and that's how you can survive in the playoffs in case people get hurt. And obviously the Warriors are hurting with DJ Knuth and Brandon Marquez out for the season with injuries. Looking forward to an interesting game tonight. 2 teams. Dallas is 25th, by the way, Ray. 25th in the rankings, so they are just
and the Warriors
on the outside.
Did you say 16th?
17th.
17th.
17th. So this is a very, very important game for both teams.
The key thing is to finish among the top 24, so you're in the playoffs next week. And that ranking will be done by the OSAA. Should be on their website, osaa.org, by tomorrow. And the bigger thing is to finish among the top 16, because then you get a home game. Remember last year, the Warriors playing Willamette in the first home game and running up 70 points, 70-plus points in that game. That certainly helped them out. The Warriors, if they can win tonight, perhaps could move into the top 16 if somebody else loses. As you said, 17th?
17th, but Sam
right
Carruthers did some homework today, and he says win or lose, the Warriors should stay just about in the same spot.
Well, then let's say this one is for 4th place. Dallas is 1 game behind the Warriors in the league standings. They will kick off tonight to the Warriors. It's a good night for football. They say rain is coming again this weekend, but we've escaped it tonight. The day was basically dry, so the field, of course, which is artificial turf and holds water well, but the field is relatively dry and in good shape. And it's a pleasant night on the cool side, but a great night as far as football weather is concerned as Dallas waits to kick off. Taran Mauk is the name of their kicker, T-A-R-A-N, Mauk, M-A-U-K. If you're writing it down at home, why are you doing that? Here we go. He will put his left foot into it, and it is a rolling kick that will roll down to about the 20, be picked up there, and they try to run it back. Let's see who grabs it on of course, the far side of the field to start out. But right at the 20-yard line, that's where the Warriors will begin tonight, 1st and 10.
Taman Pravotsky was the Warrior that picked that up, Ray, luckily just in time before he got rocked and sent to the turf.
A little dangerous to pick that one up.
Yes, that's a live football there, and luckily the Warriors were able to pounce on it. Now here comes backup quarterback C.J. Bastillos starting in a starting role tonight for the 2nd week in a row.
Brandon Marquez is out again this week, as is DJ Knuth. Now, these 2 teams, before a couple of weeks back in the season, we felt pretty confident about this game. I think it's a toss-up, and I think one of the keys is the first possession on each side. We may get a good idea what's going to happen tonight. I think C.J. Hargis on a keeper on the first down across the 20 picks up good yardage to the 25-yard line. I think immediately we'll find out whether the Warriors can move the ball on Dallas with a different quarterback, with a different key running back. And Dallas last week moved the ball extremely well against Corvallis. see how they do against Lebanon. But one thing is that probably this game will go very quickly. Both teams likely to spend a lot of time on the ground. Clock keeps running. Probably will keep the ultimate score down tonight, one would think. The Warriors will have a first down and more, and let's see who gets the carry on this one. Out towards the 35-yard line. That's
Tim Farrell.
Tim Farrell.
Fullback.
So Tim Farrell carries for a first down, and on the first 2 plays from scrimmage, the Warriors dominate the line of scrimmage, and their front line certainly dominating the Dallas defense at this moment. So the first possession of the night looks very good to start. Let's see if they keep it going. They have receivers to the left. In fact, one receiver to the left, one receiver to the right from the distant hash mark. They will hand off here and breaking a couple of tackles after being stopped right at the line of scrimmage, going out to the 45-yard line.
It's like C.J. Hargis with the keeper on the option.
So just a little bit shy of a first down. It will be 2nd and 2 coming up for the Warriors as they get right to the middle part of the field. That's the best part for me to be able to see here and through the window panes through which I gaze, anything from the middle of the field to the right. And that's where they are now. Hargis tries to throw on 2nd down, and he is dumped. Decided that no one was open, then tucked the ball down and is dumped back at the 40. So now instead of a 3rd down and maybe short or even a first down, it'll be 3rd and long, as it should be about 3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 6.
He was dragged down by John Ritchie, a senior, a 6'2", 210-pound defensive lineman there, and went backwards a few yards away. So this went from 2nd and manageable to 3rd and long.
Warriors were controlling that line of scrimmage. Not on that one. C.J. Hargis really had no time to throw it. He did the best thing by just hanging onto that ball and not throwing. And jumping. Dallas jumps. It's a dragon dance. And so it will be a doable 3rd down from 3rd and 6, which might have been trouble. It's 3rd and 1. The way the Warriors were running the ball, you would think they'll run it straight ahead. Try to pick up that first down. Clock moving quickly already because it should be mainly a running game for both teams, and more so for Dallas, one would think. Here's C.J. Hargis under center. He will hand off, and the Warriors certainly have that first down. It's Tim Farrell who bursts through, and he bursts into Dragon territory at the 45-yard line. First down and 10. Well, they would have gotten on a play like that. They would have gotten the first down even on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Timmy really carried that ball well and carried a couple of Dragon defenders with him along the way, Ray. Really strong run right up the middle, and so far the Warriors have been testing that middle with success.
46-yard line of the Dragons. Backs in the eye. Matt Tracy in motion, goes from right to left side. And C.J. Hargis will keep him behind a good block. He does get inside the 45. He's down to about the 42-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 4, maybe 5 on first down. And the Warriors continue to get a good push, forward push. I think he picks up 5 yards on first down, 2nd and 5. Well, they appear that they're certainly dominating at the moment, the Warriors.
Yes, and they're doing it with nice 5 to 6 yard runs here, Ray. That's a good sign early in the game.
Hargis will go back. He'll hand off to Taman Pravatsky. Good burst up the middle. Very good burst down to the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for the Warriors from the Dragon 30. Straight ahead, a power run by Taman Pravatsky, the deep back in their I formation. It's one of those nights. Timeout is called by Dallas as they're going to talk things over already as they are being pushed back on every play so far. So let's take a timeout here early. 8:36 remaining. Warriors appear to be on the move. First quarter, first down and 10 from the 30 when we come back.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Welcome back. Just in time here to resume first down and 10 from the 30-yard line of the Dragons. Warriors on the move on their first possession of the night. First possession for either team. Back to throw is Hargis. Throws over the middle. It is incomplete. A nice throw by Hargis. Let's see, well covered. Matt Tracy has been a favorite target. Let's see who is down in the center of the field there. It's Riley Wessel who is the target. Incomplete at about the 25-yard line. Nicely thrown, but Wessel was well covered. I think he got hit right at the instant that ball came to him.
And that was well covered by Tim Smothers, I should say.
Tim Smothers,
not Tom.
And by the way, they are Smothers brothers on the team. Here's a handoff. And carrying close to the 25-yard line is Taman Pravatsky, a senior, one of those 17 honored tonight. He will carry down to the 26-yard line, so it's third down coming up, 3rd and 6, and a big play here. But certainly two-down territory are ready to get the first.
And the Warriors had really impressive drive so far, Ray. Good ball control and just running, taking what the defense gives them right now, Ray. Just pure physical football, single tight, double tight end situations.
Tim Farrell, Taman Pravatsky in the backfield as Hargis, I think, wanted to hand off and then had to turn around and carry. He will not get the first down, but he gets positive yardage, and they'll be within a couple of fourth down. Not sure who was supposed to take that handoff, but a broken play is when he turned around, there was no one there to hand it to. And then CJ simply turned and got some good yardage.
Brings up 4th and 3, Ray. To me, Ray, that looked like it was a broken play. It didn't look like anybody was ready to go except for CJ in the center. But Dallas was right there for the tackle.
It is 3 yards that they need on fourth down as CJ Hargis is under center. Long count. Will pitch the ball to Taman Pravatsky looking for a block, and he doesn't get it. He tripped over his own player as Tim Farrell was blocked in the backfield, and when he went down, Taman had hoped to get a block from him, but instead he tripped over him, and the Warriors will turn it over. Well, there goes that dominating drive. Let's see what Dallas can do.
That was definitely a breakdown for the Warrior offensive line on the left side, Ray. There were a couple of Dallas Dragons that penetrated through the line and was able to stop Taman. He tried to lunge forward for an extra yard, but would have been short anyway. So let's see what the Warrior defense can do on their first possession here.
So the 27-yard line is where they will begin, their own 27-yard line. Back to throw is their quarterback, who will throw on first down, and it's incomplete, thrown too long. And there's a surprise right there. Their quarterback, who is Josh Kibbe. Let's see, Josh is a junior, 6'2", 175-pound junior. I expected them to run. I think that's the reason they threw, is I think they assumed that the Warriors were also expecting to run, and they tried to catch them off guard. Warriors had 2 men, though, covering that receiver on the far side of the field. The ball was thrown too long. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 from the 27. Back in shotgun formation is Kibbe. He'll go back to throw again instead of running. He throws out here, and he's got his receiver at the 40. It'll be a first down, slips through a tackle, 45 midfield, and then brought down by Tim Farrell. It is Smothers. That's Jalen Smothers. As I said, when you said that Tom Smothers, one of them is named Tim, but there are Smothers brothers. It's Tim and Jalen. Jalen is the older of the two, and he is likely to be Mr. Everything. Most teams have somebody who's Mr. Everything. He's that for Dallas. He again will line up as a receiver this time, and again they'll be in the shotgun formation. A pass to the right side is complete, and dancing for a first down past the 40-yard line.
Guess who?
Is Tim Smothers.
They're on either side. They're on opposite sides of the field.
Mom always liked him best. No, I guess it would be Jalen, because it was Tom that always said Mom always liked you best. She likes the two of them right now as they're moving the ball. I'm amazed here. I saw the coach, I saw Jim Phillips Josh Dykes before the game, and he said, we don't know what they'll do. Here's a handoff to Caleb Norton straight ahead to the 30-yard line, and they are moving the ball well, and they're moving it with greater distance on each play than the Warriors did inside the 30. Norton is his name, like Ralph Cramden used to say, Ed Norton. Norton! Caleb Norton and Jalen Summers are likely to be the two backs that we'll see most often tonight. Here, back to throw is the quarterback. Throws out here, and it is incomplete. Intended down at about the 10-yard line. A couple of Warriors in front and behind that receiver, but he was open. The ball was thrown too far. And I can't catch a number here as he comes back.
Is that number 8?
That's Summers. That's Smothers. That's Jalen Smothers.
Well, Ray, if Dallas is going to be a balanced attack, it'll be interesting to see how the Warriors get pressure in the backfield, because so far they have not been able to get any pressure back there.
3rd down and 2. Kibbe will hand off. He'll hand off to Naughton. Naughton has the first down. He may get the touchdown. Cuts outside at the 10, the 5. He looks like he was going to score, and he does. Touchdown, Dallas. I said, and I felt very strongly, that the first time either team got the ball might be an indication of how this game would go. The Warriors were on the move, but broke down at the end. Keep in mind that their backup quarterback is in again tonight at C.J. Hargis. Not to demean him in any way, but Brandon Marquez has been the starter through the year. DJ Knuth has been their breakaway back. He's not in. And that really, of course, hurts the Warriors. A team that we felt would dominate Dallas. Now it's a question mark, and Dallas moved very easily on this first possession. Kicking it through is Taron Mock, 7-0. Extra point is good. 5:55 remaining. Quick moving first quarter. 5:55 left. 7-0 Dallas. We'll be back.
Small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
1580 KGAL.
Well, just like that, Dallas puts 7 points on the board.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
Oh, there we go. There we are. All right. So kicking off, Dallas to the Warriors. Dallas scores with their first possession of the evening. It's a low rolling kick taken inside the 40, back out to about the 42-yard line. I think we're off the air. Not sure. There we go. I don't know if that's us. Sometimes hard to tell because we listen through a radio and the line is not the best. The patch is not the best, but all right, 42-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Warriors. So good field position. As they were moving the ball quickly the last time. Maybe it is us. Maybe that thing appears to be breaking down. There we go. Maybe that'll stay. 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff. I think it's Taman Pravatsky who will cross the 45, 46, maybe out to about the 47-yard line. So good pickup of about 4 on 1st down. It'd be 2nd and 6 for the Warriors. That was too quick, the manner in which Dallas moved down the field, and plus the passing shocked me.
Yeah, he was in shotgun formation for a good 90% of the time, Ray, and you just didn't know if he was going to hand off to 44 Naughton or pass the ball to the Smothers.
C.J. Hargis will hand off to the second back. It's Taman Pravatsky. He's got some room. 40, 35. Can he get the outside? He is down the sideline, the left sideline, inside the 20, down to about the 15 on that play. About a 33-yard run. Let's see where exactly they will place the ball, but let's say 33 yards initially for Taman Pravatsky. That time he got some good blocking and good speed when he cut to the far side of the field, of course.
Yes, and he did a little hurdling move at the end too, Ray, to get another couple yards there. But nice run around the left side there for Taman Pravatsky.
He's down to the 16s. Let's say 32 yards on that pickup. And let's see who gets the ball on 1st down, gets good yardage, wherever it is, inside the 10 to about the 9.
That's CJ.
So a good pickup on that play of about 7 yards. They are inside the 10-yard line. Looks like they are at the 9-yard line. And the Warriors look like they're knocking on the door here quickly. Down 7-0, but it looks like they're ready to answer. Boy, I thought they were offsides there as C.J. Hargis takes the snap immediately and goes forward. I thought maybe he jumped a little too soon. But they are inside the 5, down at the 3, and it is a 1st and goal from the 3 for the Warriors. So suddenly they look awfully good, and they're moving with ease, and more so than even Dallas did on their possession.
Important for the Warriors to answer back and tie this game up.
Here's C.J. Hargis again, that quick snap. And again, he just goes forward without really much defense on the part of Dallas. He is stopped short of the goal line, but he is up and moving. There's no question that he's going to tower over the defense as he's up and moving forward on a quick snap before the defense can even move.
I do the same play, Ray. He's good size at 5'10", 5'11", 200 pounds. There he goes.
Yeah, there he
same
goes,
play.
right behind the center. This time
he had to have got in. He did.
There's the signal. And there they call a touchdown. So he just crossed the line. This time he did get hit, but he got hit apparently right at the goal line, and a touchdown for the Warriors. And talk about a quick answer. Oof.
Minute and 51 seconds.
7-6, but can they kick the extra point? Now let's see who kicks the extra point. I see Taman Pravatsky is back there.
Pravatsky's the holder.
Is he the holder?
No, looks he's going to be the kicker.
Yeah, it looks like he's stepping back.
Left footer.
No. He will. He's in the... No. They're going to go with the swinging gate. Taman Pravatsky. Riley Wessel will hold. And C.J. Hargis goes back to be the kicker. It's a good snap, good placement, and good kick by C.J. Hargis.
Yes.
Nice job. He applauds, and so he should. 7-7. Well, it might be a very interesting game tonight. 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. Both teams with good, fast drives. The Warriors won most impressive. 7-7, game tied. Let's keep it here. We thank you for joining us tonight for Warrior Football. Thank all of our sponsors. And that would include Little Caesars Pizza. I know the game is on right now, but if you're listening in your automobile, pull over by the River Center in Lebanon, grab a hot and ready $5 pizza at Little Caesars. Right near the River Center, it's the new and only Little Caesars in Lebanon, by the way. The rest of you head out after the game tonight. Or Saturday, we have the Duck game on tomorrow. Maybe pick up a pizza for the Duck game. Ducks and Colorado. That should be interesting. Do you know the Ducks are 46-point favorites going into tomorrow? And I understand that's the biggest biggest margin that has ever been given for a team in the Pac-10 or Pac-12 history.
Well, it'll be interesting, Ray. It seems like all year they've had those type of, line, they call it line going into the games. But next week at USC, I'm interested to see what the line will be next week. Because the real interesting football, a lot of Duck fans I've talked to, they say our season starts next weekend.
Yeah, it really does. That is the biggest spread ever in the history of Pac-10 or Pac-12. 46-point favorite over Colorado. Here's the kickoff by the Warriors. Will be taken at the 15-yard line, 20, 25, and met there in a good tackling, pushing him back to the 20. He should get forward progress out to about the 25, and it will be first down and 10. On the play, it is David Rubishki, number 23. He's another one that if they go to running, which they did not do the first time, it's Naughton, number 44. Jalen Smothers, number 8, and David Rubishki, number 23. Here we go. Here comes the wing. No receivers. Everybody bunched together. Here's the hand, and the handoff goes to Caleb Naughton, or the pitch goes, no, it's Smothers on the outside. Smothers dancing around, breaks several tackles, gets to the outside, and gets the first down across the 30. Good job of running. As he couldn't immediately get to the outside, he had to break a couple of tackles to get there, and then went forward for the first down. Jalen Smothers. 35-yard line is where they will be, first and 10, and they're on the move again.
And we've seen this offense from Dallas before. We've seen it from South through the years, Ray. It's a tight bunch in the middle of the field.
Caleb Naughton, I think, is the back this time, and he pushes forward for the first down. Couple of Warriors right at his ankles, and he just kept kicking and dives forward, which should be another first down out to the 45, and there go the chains again. First and 10.
The only thing that's going to stop this clock in this game, Ray, is scores. And each team is moving the ball quickly and efficiently. A timeout. Obviously, players are tired out there for Lebanon.
3:46 remaining in the first quarter. They run the double wing. That means there is no receivers the first time. And this is what Josh Dykes told me before the game. He said the thing is we don't know exactly what they might do. They might run the wing T, which they did against Corvallis. They might run the I formation. They might run the wing. What do they call this? This is the wing T they're running now, isn't it?
This is the variation of the wing, the double wing. where they have two backs on the side and they have a back in behind the quarterback.
I think Josh told me they call it the T because they can get somebody in motion coming across. That's a little cross on the top of the T, apparently.
And then they have the shotgun, Ray. We've seen the shotgun.
And they use the shotgun,
and
I think,
the read option.
Every play, the first possession and passing the ball. He said there might be numerous formations. We don't know what they're using. This time it is again the wing. That means everybody is right at the line of scrimmage. Nobody is out for a receiver. Who gets the ball? Let's see who does. Coming to the wide side here, it's Rubishki, and Rubishki is tackled from behind. Good job. And that's Alan Ma, who will bring David Rubishki down at the 45-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage, 46. So no gain on the play. Nice job by Alan Ma to keep up with Rubishki before he could make the cut.
And that was a really good job by the right side of the Warrior defense, Ray, to string that play further out rather than allow him to cut back inside. Alan Ma, great hustle play there for Lebanon.
Jalen Ma pitches to Smothers. Smothers gets a break. He's at the 50, 45. Look out, 40. One man to beat. He can't do it, however, he will be brought down. Let's see who slowed him down. I think that was Alan Ma who slowed him down, and finally a couple of other Warriors got there to bring him down at the 21-yard line. Smothers was on the wing. Now what he does is he comes from the left side, goes back a couple of yards, takes a pitch, and then cuts right up the middle. And that line just burst wide open in the middle all the way down 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Wow, I said this is probably low scoring because they would move the ball on the ground. The clock would keep running, but they're gaining yards at big bundles here as David Rubishki takes the handoff. It goes down to the 15-yard line, a gain of about 7. They're not wasting any time, neither team, in picking up huge yardage on every play.
No, there's lots of activity down there, lots of good blocking on both sides, Ray, and yet we're down to 2:30 here to go, and that prediction of low scoring, it looks like we could be in the 30s, 40s, maybe 50s tonight by the end of the evening.
Boy, if they keep going like this, even with the clock running, as both teams run with the ball. 2nd and 3. Let's see who gets it this time. And it looks like Todd Kennedy is the runner this time, and he will gain down to the 5-yard line. You wonder if there's only 11 players on the field. I mean, you don't know. They're so tightly bunched, they could have 14, 15 guys in there. Maybe that's why they're doing so well. There's no way of knowing. They must be a closely knit bunch. They got to be friendly. There's no room to move. I mean, they're just shoulder to shoulder, all 11 players. The quarterback is just behind center.
Motion.
And he hands off again, this time straight up the middle. No fancy stuff here, just a straight fullback type carry.
Illegal shift against Dallas.
So coming back this time.
Yeah, Todd Kennedy was lined up right behind the left side there, one of the wings, and he jumped.
They had picked up inside the 5, but this will bring them back to just a little bit inside the Warrior 10.
They'll call it the 9-yard line.
So 2nd down and 9, they could still get a 1st down. Here's Jalen Smothers trying to get to the outside. He does. He turns the corner on the far side and gets near the pylon. Did he score? Yes, he did. There's the sign. Touchdown, Dallas. Jalen Smothers, as I said, would be the key man tonight, both as a receiver, and he was on that first series for them, and this time as a runner. He has good speed to the outside. He turns it on again. Another touchdown for Dallas. 1:39 to go. 13-7. Dallas, and they will try for the extra point. And let's see who this is. It's number 2 for Dallas. Ryan Spencer kicks it. Looks good. It is. It is good. 14-7. Dallas leads. Let's take a timeout. 1:39 remaining in the first quarter. We may have a most interesting game tonight. 14-7. Dallas leads the Warriors.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Good, tasty food. That's why Bing's Kitchen has been a lunch and dinner favorite for over 40 years. Choose Chinese or American meals that can satisfy the entire family or a gathering of up to 40 people on the South Sanium Highway in Lebanon. Choose Bing's Kitchen, where the food simply tastes best.
KGAL.
Back here at Heath Stadium, a good Friday night to you. Final game of the regular season. Two teams playing for 4th place in the Mid-Willamette Conference. Warriors currently have a 1-game lead over Dallas, but should Dallas lead, there would be a tie, and Dallas, of course, the tiebreaker, would finish as a 4th place team. And more importantly, their power standings at the end of the evening as to whether they're in the playoffs. Both teams probably will be, but whether they get a home game or not next week. Here is the kickoff. Taken at the 35-40, breaking outside 50-45. Is going to go all the way. Yes. It is Taman Pravatsky who will carry it all the way for a touchdown. You cannot find a quicker answer than that. 14-13. Where would you say? I was looking around the window here in the post that he picked the ball up.
It looked like the 22 to me, guys. Right 22? Around the 22-yard line.
All right, so let's say 78 yards on the return. I was looking around the post to see where that kick went. Again, a low kick that was rolling to Taman Pravatsky. This time he had plenty of room to pick it up, get to the outside, cross the field from the left to the right and down the right sideline, and broke it open for the touchdown. We'll call it 78 yards on the return. Warriors trail by 1 at 14-13. They'll go for 2. Here's C.J. Harkins, should dive into the end zone. They've got the 2, and they've got the lead. 15-14, the Warriors take the lead. They got in that swinging gate formation, which is basically most of the team. About 8 players to the left side of the field. Then there's C.J. Harkins and a center in front of him and one potential receiver to the right side. And they will look over the formation of Dallas to see what they find. And if they like it and think they can get the 2-point conversion, they try. C.J. Harkins took the snap straight up the middle and got the 2-point conversion. And the Warriors have a lead at 15-14. First time for the lead tonight. How long did it take them to answer that touchdown? How long did it take Taman to run 78 yards?
Well, it says 15. It was 1:39, so 15 seconds. It took a little while to develop, but he did it.
15-14 Warriors, 1:24 to go. And a reminder, enjoy your favorite delectable candies from Victoria Chocolate Company. Pick them up at the Bright Purple Building near Ralston Park in Lebanon, or order them online at victoria-chocolate.com. Of course, next Wednesday night is a big chocolate night. And then with the holiday season coming up, remember Victorian Chocolate Company. Delicious chocolates made right here in Lebanon. 15-14 with the Warriors on top. Answer that, Dallas.
Boy, I tell you what, this is like a debate. It's debate time, right? For elections and everything. This is a Dallas-Lebanon debate offensively right now. Who's got the better offense?
Well, they are really snipping at each other tonight. 1:24 remains in the first quarter as the kick is going to be fumbled and falls forward. Did the Warriors have a shot at it? It's still on the ground, and I think Dallas managed to come up with it. At about the 30, inside the 30, it was fumbled a second time. The Warriors were trying to fall on it there, and then it squirted out back to about the 20. And there happened to be a Dallas player back at the 20 who had the best shot at it and recovered it. That was a strange way it squirted out of the hands. The Dallas player returning and tried to grab it low as it was hitting towards the ground. It bounced off his hands, I think, then hit the ground, bounced forward, as I said, to about maybe the 27-yard line. A couple of players took a stab at it there, including the Warriors, but bounced backward, and Dallas finally recovers. And they will be at their own 20 after all of that. First down and 10. A running play stopped to the outside this time. The Warriors are actually going to throw someone for a loss, and I believe it may be Smothers. It is Jalen Smothers. A loss of, let's see, maybe a yard, 2 yards. Let's say a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Could the Warriors be catching on?
I certainly hope so, Ray. They need to keep their eyes up, Ray, to see who's running and where they're running to, because right now that was a good play by the Warriors, but need a couple plays like that. Get the punt team out there for Dallas.
Speaking of running, the clock is moving. 38 seconds and running down. Out of that double wing, Jalen Smothers again gets the ball and again takes it to the right side and wide. Tries to cut back, does get some yardage this time. Out close to the 25 at the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. The Warriors with a chance for a stop here. Should be one more play as the clock running under 20 seconds. And Dallas comes slowly to the line. They should be able to hike the ball here in a final play of the first quarter. 3rd and 6, big play. Can the Warriors stop Dallas for the first time tonight? 3rd time they've had the ball. Back to throw. Throws and dropped by Jalen Smothers. Smothers, the No, that's not Smothers. It's number 6. And who's
Elijah Tabor?
6. Elijah Tabor. I hadn't seen that name before. For them, Elijah Tabor, incomplete. It was a good throw by Josh Kibbe right on the numbers to Tabor, and he would have had the first down out at about the 37-yard line, and he simply dropped the ball. So not through a great defensive stance there, but through some errant hands, the Warriors do get the stop. 15-14, and there will be time for a punt before the end of the first quarter. Standing from the 15, the kick will bounce at about the 47, then into Warrior territory, gets picked up. Taman Pravatsky, I think, again bringing it back, brings it to the 45, 46, 47-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will begin. Their own 47 and their first stop of the night of Dallas, leading 15-14 after one crazy active quarter. The Warriors with that 1-point lead. It's the Warriors in Dallas tonight on KGAL.
You'll always get your money's worth where the food is fresh and original at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Roberto and his staff will provide a fun and affordable dining experience. So visit Ixtapa on the corner of Highway 20 and Wheeler Street, where parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet.
At Walmart, you'll find lower prices always. That's their pledge to you. And now with the Walmart Superstore, that means you'll find lower prices on just about anything that might possibly be on your shopping list. Walmart, bringing you what you want. Lower prices.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
KGAL.
Looked like Tim Farrell on the first down for the Warriors. The Warriors now will go from our right to left as they switch sides here for the start of the second quarter. And they'll be out, they'll be now in Dallas territory at the 49, pickup of 3 on first down. 2nd and 7. 15-14 after one quarter. It was 7-0 Dallas after their first possession. Warriors tied at 7-7. Then Dallas went up 14-7. A 78-yard return, kickoff return by Taman Pravatsky. A 2-point conversion. That's why the Warriors lead at 15-14 after one quarter. Warriors with the ball. The pitch. Fumble on the tackle. And let's see, I think the Warriors managed to fall on it.
They're going to say he was down, Ray, right at the 50-yard line where the fumble happened.
Who was it on that carry, Rob?
Braden Childress is in the game now.
C.J. Hargis will come to the sideline. Against C.J. Hargis, the quarterback tonight, because Brandon Marquez injured 2 weeks ago. He is out for the remainder of whatever remains in this season. A shame. His quarterback year. And DJ Knuth, a really long-run threat, is also out for the season, injured in that same game against Corvallis. And there's the flag on the field, be the second flag of the night. Should be against the Warriors, will cost them 5.
5-yard penalty, third down.
So they'll be back to on their own side of the field at the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12. In a long situation here. The Warriors finally managed to stop Dallas with their last possession, but it was only because who was it? Elijah Tabor dropped the ball on what would have been a successful pass for a first down. Here's Hargis back to throw. It's a screen. Has his man. But the Warriors will not gain a lot out of it as they gain just over the 50 and brought down
Luke Rapay.
Oh, was it Luke? 40?
Yes, and he is down, Ray. There was a late hit. I'm surprised they didn't throw a penalty flag. It looked like he was slowing down, one of those plays where the player slows down as he's going out of bounds, and got rocked by one of those linemen, or linebackers, I should say.
So the ball will be at the 49-yard line of Dallas, and it would be they have 3rd down. If isn't it 4th? Is it?
Oh, it should be 4th. It should be 4th.
They had to redo the down after the penalty, but I believe it's 4th down here at the 49. You would think they're going to kick. Although it's taking a little time, the officials are talking something over on.
There is a penalty flag in the backfield, right?
Oh, there it is.
Roughing the passer.
Back at the 35-yard line. Wow.
Oh, that's a good break for Lebanon.
That'll be a first down for the Warriors. That took them a long time to discuss. You're right. It's way back there back at the 34-yard line. Nobody's standing even near there now. The Warriors were huddling up at about the 44. It'll be a first down for the Warriors. Big break. They would have been in a punting situation for sure. The way Dallas has been moving the ball, you couldn't give them a chance to take the ball over near midfield. And it will move the Warriors ahead to the 34-yard line, where they will have it first down and 10, leading by 1 point. Still some little timeout here in discussion on the field. Be interesting to see where we'll be next week. If the Warriors win this game, they might possibly move up to the 16th position in the OSAA power rankings, and that would give them a home game next week. It's getting that time of year already where you don't want to have to travel to Bend. You know, I think it's raining now. There was snow in the past a couple of days ago, but now it'll be raining, they say, at least through next Thursday.
This must be an official timeout. But Luke is on the Lebanon sideline, Ray. He is out of play, but obviously still within close proximity of the field.
Are they working on him, Rob? I can't see him down there.
They're working right now by the 50-yard line. So if there was a backwards play of some sort, or maybe a return, he would still be in their way.
Well, there's a lengthy timeout here by the officials. I never did see them call the official timeout, but
he is sitting up, Ray, so he's up off his back, and it looks like he's coming back up. There he is.
Dallas had actually walked off the field.
He is woozy.
So Luke Rapay back in the game. 10 minutes, 19 seconds to go here in the second quarter as the Warriors will huddle up. It will be a 1st and 10 after a very big break for them, and still a chance to add to their 1-point lead here on this possession, as they had roughing the passer called against Dallas, as it would have been 4th and 7 coming up from the 49-yard line of Dallas. Instead, it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Back to action. Here's C.J. Hargis on a handoff. Not much doing there as Tim Farrell gathers to about the 30-yard line. Maybe a pickup of more than I thought. If they give him down to the 30 would be a gain. Oh, a little short of that. So a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 for the Warriors. Nice night here. I mean, it's certainly a different night from that first game that we saw just 9 weeks ago. But it's a good night for football because things had dried out, no rain. C.J. Hargis calls the signals, backs in the eye. We'll hand off to the deep back, and let's see if that's Taman Pravatsky. It is. Inside the 30 to around the 28, and a 3rd down coming up for the Warriors. So for the first time tonight, the Warriors were able to stop Dallas thanks to that drop pass on 4th down. And now the Warriors are not gaining 15, 16 yards at a shot. Gaining both teams moving the ball a little less vigorously than they did in that first quarter.
Well, they've handed off to Tim Farrell. They handed off to Tame. Let's see if CJ will keep it this time, because they may be keying in on one of those backs.
3rd and 5 from the 29, and the Warriors jump, unfortunately.
It's like Jake Lean, number 77. Or excuse me, Austin Lean.
Well, he slaps his helmet there, so it is he who jumps straight ahead. And that will cost the Warriors 5 yards. So it'll be a 3rd and 10 coming up from the 39-yard line. You think that will change the play on 3rd and 10?
It's right now, both teams are moving the ball so well that you pick any play right now, could be successful.
They'll still go under center. And the handoff to Taman Pravatsky, and he's got the first down. Indeed, he does. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Just the old straight-ahead forward, push him back burst.
Yeah, that was a nice, beautiful counter play by the Warriors. It was play set up for the defense to go to the left, but Taman goes to the right up the middle, and that was a nice hard run. One of the best runs he's had in quite some time.
At the 19-yard line, gain of 20. Handoff to the near back this time. Tim Farrell is the up back, and he will gain close to the 15. Gain of 20 yards on that last play for Taman. It was he who ran 78 yards on the kickoff. Right after Dallas had taken a 14-7 lead, Warriors got a 2-point conversion. They lead it by 1. So Taman has picked up a bundle of yards already tonight. It is a 2nd and 8 coming up from the 16-yard line of Dallas. The Warriors this time will send 2 receivers out to the right side. And Riley Wessel is the receiver to the near side here to us. Handoff, though, as they'll try to go straight up the middle, and very little there. Taman Pravatsky has stopped quickly this time. Maybe got inside.
Boy, Dallas ended up with the football, number 44, Naughton, your favorite guy for Dallas, came up with the ball, but they called Jacob Gillette down by contact.
Right at the 15, so he did pick up maybe a yard.
They call it 3rd and 6, Ray. Definitely 2-down territory here for the Warriors.
Warriors come out of the huddle. They operate again with their backs in the eye and send 2 receivers right, 1 left, and under center is the quarterback tonight, C.J. Hargis. Hargis hands off to Taman Pravatsky, and again he gets a good head of steam and does get some good yardage once he hits that line of scrimmage. The flag comes down late. I would think some type of personal foul is coming.
I would agree, Ray. I think there was a late hit as soon as the whistle was blown, right after the whistle was blown.
And it should be, I would think, to the benefit of the Warriors. It is a personal foul against Dallas. So the Warriors helped twice on this drive and helped big time, once roughing the passer on a 3rd down that might have forced a punt, as they had the ball just across midfield. Would have been 4th and 7. Instead, they got the 1st down on roughing the passer. And this time on a 3rd and 6, certainly 2-down territory here. I don't know, do they have anyone for field goals now that Brandon is injured? Rob, do you think?
Well, you might be close enough for C.J. Hargis to try. Maybe. It is not close, not like a PAT, but it would be a close, straight on. It would be straight on.
They get the 1st down on the personal foul. 1st down from the 6. Here's C.J. Hargis on a keeper off the right side, close to the end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Warriors. This time, C.J. Hargis on the keeper. I think that's the first time he kept the ball on the entire drive, and he really got good blocking up ahead, and then at about, maybe the 2-yard line, just dove into the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors, 21-14. And let's see what they do here, if they are content to just go for the extra point and maintain that 8-point advantage rather than just a touchdown and an extra point. But right now, initially, they will go into that swinging gate. And instead now, I think they will go for the extra point. They will be content to try to maintain the touchdown and the 2-point advantage. Oh, and then that will not be good. So it is a 7-point advantage at 21-14. They lose the advantage of forcing Dallas to have a 2-point conversion to tie the game, but they do have the lead at 21-14. 6:37 remaining in the 2nd quarter. It's the Dallas Dragons and the Lebanon Warriors tonight on KGAL, and we will be back.
Has your stove lost its heat? Is your fridge or freezer no longer cold? Does your washer leave soap in your clothes, or has your dryer stopped tumbling? Then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 259-1131, of course. Like New Appliance, where every appliance shines like new.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town. Good family fun. Bowling. Open every day and until 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Ballistic bowling starts at 10 on Saturday nights. Stop by Lynn Lanes in Lebanon.
1580 KGAL.
6:37 remaining in the 2nd quarter tonight. Senior night, the final game of the regular season. The Warriors should be in the playoffs next week. The question is who they will play and where. They are currently ranked 17th in the OSAA power rankings. Now, do we say they need to be among the first 16 teams?
I'll talk about it at halftime. But yes, you're right, 16.
In order to get a home game next week. So they certainly need a victory here tonight, and then we'll see what happens, whether they would move up in the power rankings. Here is the kickoff. It's a low line, drives back to the 20, bobbled, gets back to the 10-yard line. We're finally picked up by Dallas, and the Warriors will gang tackle at the 15. Far far side of the field, and as they leave, hard to tell who fielded that ball for Dallas, but bobbled it at about the 15th. It was the 15-yard line. It was a low line drive, couldn't handle it as it took kind of a wicked bounce. Bounced back to the 10. He picked it up and got back to the 15, and that's where Dallas will begin now. Down by 7, 6:32 remaining in the second quarter.
Finally, we get the Dragons pinned deep in their own area here on their half of the field.
Pass is good to the 15-yard line and out to the 20, and that's where it will be. 5 yards on first down. Again, their quarterback tonight, who is a junior, Josh Kibbe, is 6'2", 175 pounds.
Good size.
He's thrown accurate passes tonight, as the first drive was mainly up and down the field passing. And now they go to the pass again on this drive. Let's see if it looks like they're going to go back. Well, no, it's not the wing.
He's in shotgun.
They have a man in motion who will take the handoff and carry out to the 27 yard line, and that's Tim Smothers.
Mr. Yo-Yo Man.
Smothers brothers.
Got good enough for a first down, though, Ray. It should move the chains for Dallas.
I saw
sweep.
A couple of plays where they had a newspaper report with stats for their games, and Jalen, his brother, his older brother, I think he's Tim 1 year younger, 11th year. Jalen is a senior, isn't he? Who's Jalen? Yes, he's the senior, 1 year older. I didn't see Tim's name in there carrying the ball at all in those accounts. Just Jalen. Here's a flag comes down as the play begins. And let's see who moved.
Warriors are clapping.
Should be Dallas. The Warriors have benefited from a couple of penalties on that last drive. Defensive penalties on Dallas certainly assisted the Warriors. One on a 3rd down and 7 from the Dallas 49. The Warriors would have had a 4th down coming up, and a roughing the passer gave them a first down. Then also a personal foul gave them a first down as they were on their way to a touchdown, and they have a 7-point lead here. Back to throw. Throws downfield. Is almost intercepted, almost caught, and then almost intercepted by Matthew Tracy. It was intended, I think that's 44, which would be Clayton Naughton. No, it's 48.
John Ritchie.
John Ritchie, their tight end, 6'2", 210 pounds. He had the ball in his hands, and it should have been complete. He didn't actually bobble it. It just hit his hands and then bounced into the hands of Matthew Tracy, who appeared to be headed maybe towards the end zone, and he couldn't hold on. Incomplete. He almost completed that pass twice. Back to throw is Kibbe. Kibbe looks downfield, throws, has a man open, Jalen Smothers, and this one not a good throw, incomplete. Josh Kibbe had a couple of throws that were dropped. The last 2 throws before this were actually dropped. They were perfectly thrown. That one was not a good pass, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 15. So now they're back to passing.
That penalty was huge, Ray, because those last 2 were incompletions. Now it's definitely a more predictable down. Do you think they're going to pass? Do you think they're going to run? What do you? I think they could surprise us.
I think they're going to throw.
I think they will too.
They'll go from the shotgun again. They haven't really run out of the shotgun too often. And he'll be back to throw. Drops back a couple yards. Throws out here. A little wobbly pass complete, but the Warriors will pin Dallas back in punting position as Tim Smothers. No, it's Rubishki. It's 23, not 3. David Rubishki is tackled inside the 30. It will necessitate a punt on a 4th down, and what would they have had? About 8 yards to go. Maybe
he got about half of what he needed.
6 yards to go. So they will punt as their punter stands back at the 22-yard line. 2nd time in succession, the Warriors have been able to stop them. Assisted again by a penalty. Here's the kick taken at the 42. Up to the 50 and hit there. Taman Pravatsky has been returning the kicks tonight, and he gets, I think his forward progress might put him right at midfield, where the Warriors will begin 1st and 10. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the second quarter, with the Warriors up by 7 at 21-14. And you'd feel a lot better at halftime here if they could get a 2-touchdown lead. The tip of the ball just touching the 50 at midfield, where the Warriors will begin.
Excellent field position for the Warriors. Boy, it looked like Taman was lined up to the right there, Ray, for a minute on that punt, but he came down with it cleanly and got some yardage.
Right at the center of the field. Send a man in motion. C.J. Hargis will keep, and behind a good block and keeping those legs moving, both from his blocker and by C.J., will gain inside the 50 into Dallas territory, and he will be at the 47-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 3, 2nd, and 7.
I'm sure glad you were definitive on who had that ball, Ray, because there was quite a gathering there in the middle of the field of who wanted that ball between Taman and
This time
CJ.
I had a better look at it because I'm a little more to the right than you are now, and I had a good angle to see whether he kept it, which he did. This time he will hand off and straight up the middle and to the 40-yard line and a first down. And that will be Tim Farrell bursting his way ahead for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Warriors inside the 40 at the 38-yard line of Dallas.
The Warriors have a couple of timeouts left. Plenty of time to punch in another 6 points on the scoreboard.
3:20.
No hurry.
3:24, 3:23 clock running down. Warriors up by 7. And now they're behind a post. This one's tough. It's a better way. I'll move to the far right here and see if I can catch this play. Under center, C.J. Hargis. In motion, Matt Tracy. C.J. will keep the ball again, be grabbed from behind, and this time gets a couple of yards. Escaped an initial grab, but then ran into a dozen defenders and is stopped after a short pickup. 2nd down coming up.
And a couple of those defenders were defensive linemen, Ray, so that's a concern right there. Where are those guys coming from? They're unblocked almost, coming on C.J. Hargis.
Pickup of about 2 with his backs in the eye for C.J. Hargis. He will hand off to Taman Pravatsky. Taman gets outside, gets some room, gets outside. He may go for the touchdown. 20-15, he will score. He will score. Another great run by Taman Pravatsky. Taman is the deep back, so when he gets to the line of scrimmage, he has his full speed, and he's getting some good blocking, particularly to the right side, and he cut again to the right side, and once he burst through that initial hole, he was on his way, went to the far sideline, down the sideline, touchdown for Taman Pravatsky.
38 yards, Ray, that's the counter, like you said, deep back, but it's a counter play. The Warriors' offensive line blocks to the left, but he cuts back to the right intentionally against the grain, if you will.
So the Warriors looking good now, up 27-14. And they will go for 2. C.J. Hargis on the keeper will not get to the end zone and stop just short. So again, they fail once on a kick, point after, and this time on the 2-point effort. But they lead by 13 at 27-14 with 2:25 remaining for the half. We'll take this time out. Warriors on top of the Dragons right now, trying to improve their position for the playoffs next week. We'll take this break on KGAL.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda Superstore.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Well, the Warriors were down 14-7 in this game after the Dallas Dragons had scored the first 2 times that they touched the ball tonight. The Warriors have answered with 20 unanswered points and lead at 27-14 as the kickoff.
Why did they do that?
Was that a true onside kick, do you think?
I don't think so, Ray. I think they were just trying to catch the Dragons offsides and just misplaced it.
It goes out of bounds.
That's not what they wanted to do, give the ball to them at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's at the 43. As a matter of fact, is where it goes out of bounds. It was just
you're right.
A low kick. It either came off the foot quite wrong, or they were just, as you say, just trying to get the little nubber that they might be able to rush and recover. But that was not the point at which you would try that, I don't think. Because if you don't recover it, as happens, Dallas with excellent field position to start. Here is a handoff that will gain about a yard for them on first down, 2nd and 9. That'll be Caleb Norton. 2:13, 2:12 clock running here in the first half at Heath Stadium here in Lebanon.
Warriors playing some defense in this quarter, Ray, holding the Dragons to no points with 2 minutes to go before the half.
From the shotgun, they will throw on 2nd down, and the throw is complete. And I think that'll be Matt Garber who grabs the ball. It's Sam Garber, who catches it close to the 50. Where are they going to place that ball across?
Boy, just shy of the first down marker,
wow.
Ray.
I thought he was at midfield, but he'll be down to the 48-yard line.
No measurement here, Ray. That's easily within a half a yard.
So 3rd down and about a half yard, as Rob said. Josh Kibbe, the quarterback, will hand off. They've got the first down. Caleb Naughton. Not much more than that, though, and the clock is running. 1:15, 1:14 clock. Well, the clock will be stopped as they move the chains. They got the first down at the 47-yard line. They haven't moved the chains. Now they're instructed to do so. They did stop the clock, though.
And Dallas, I believe they also have 2 timeouts left, Ray, if they would like to use those timeouts.
All right, chains in place. Clock starts. Kibbe back to throw and throws out here and throws complete.
Oh, no, you're down.
And dangerous as Jalen Smothers grabs the ball. Kibbe was just about to be hit. He threw to Smothers, and he got it into Smothers' hands. Who was charging towards Smothers? If he'd have been able to get there a step sooner, he'd have been on his way for the touchdown.
That was Tyler Hull, number 82, Ray. But I am so glad for that high school rule where you are down where you are at, because he was off to the races. Tyler was beyond him.
He'd not been touched. But that's the rule. When you're down, you're down. And here's another nice pass by Kibbe under pressure as he was about to be stomped by Tim Farrell, and it is complete inside the 40. But Tim Farrell put a hurt on Kibbe right after he threw. How he got that away and complete. A good, strong arm.
The good, strong arm. I'm looking at the spot, Ray. That is a very generous spot. I thought it was at least a yard or two before the first down. But there's 34 seconds left, and Dallas has not used one of their timeouts yet.
They will give him the first down. It didn't look like quite like he had it, but they give him the first down. Here's Kibbe again from the shotgun, again being charged. Throws out here, takes, and again complete at the 25. So they're coming down the field. David Rabishke, no, it's the Smothers. It's the younger Smothers. Tim Smothers takes it. He was tackled by Alan Ma, but the line of scrimmage now the 23. And another first down. So again, the clock stops. 18.6 seconds to go and timeout. Timeout for Dallas. We'll talk things over. But here is the deal. They're down to the 23-yard line, and they're passing their way down the field, which they did their first possession tonight. Wonder if they'll go to this type of offense more often. It's really successful.
Well, I think that they could have managed their time better, Ray. 20 or 30 seconds went off the clock there, and they had 2 timeouts to use. And now they've used 1. They're down to 1 with 18 seconds left. But they are moving the ball a little easier with the shotgun formation, because the Warriors, the backfield, has no clue whatsoever right now where. But the Warriors are applying pressure. They're getting back there and hurrying the passer, but he's getting rid of it just at the last moment and finding one of those Smothers guys out there.
Boy, they are putting the heat on him, and he has shown a good, strong arm, because he's been moving backwards and unable to plant those feet and still throwing strikes on this drive. Kibbe again backs up. Here comes the rush again. This time gets a little more time. Throws into a crowd, and it's incomplete. There were 4 Warriors around there, including Matt Tracy. Jaden Childress is there. The ball intended for Tim Smothers.
Taman Pravotsky might have been that Warrior that tipped that ball. It's hard to say here, right, Ray? There were 4 Warriors right in that area, and that actually helps Dallas there with that incompletion. They don't have to use a timeout.
Well, it stops the clock with 13.7 to go before the half tonight. Warriors up by 13, 27-14, and trying to keep that lead right there. 2nd and 10 from the 23. They'll work from the shotgun. Josh Kibbe, K-I-B-B-E-Y, has the ball from the shotgun, steps back. Here comes the rush, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete, intended for Jalen Smothers. a little bit behind Jalen. Not a bad throw. He needed to put it just a little more to the right towards this our press box. It was right at where Jalen was with a defender on him, but just a little bit behind him, incomplete. So with 8 seconds to go.
And Coach Tracy Jackson, you could tell half of his staff wanted a flag there, Ray. I'm not sure why. It just looked like it was not enough contact there by the Warrior defender in the backfield. Big play coming up here, though, at 8 seconds to go before the half.
Kibbe again put that ball right at the spot where the receiver was, but it was behind Smothers. Here he goes, back to throw, looking. Throws out here and throws low and incomplete with 2.8 seconds remaining. So now they'll need to throw for the end zone. That one was down at about the 15, maybe just inside the 15-yard line. Incomplete. The receiver made an attempt to dive and catch it, but couldn't come up with it. So it'll be 4th down, but it really doesn't matter. There's 2 seconds to go here. A final play of the half, and they'll have to aim for the end zone if they can. Josh Kibbe from the shotgun will step back. Here comes the rush. He throws as he's hit, and it's a wobbly pass that is. Was it? No, it fell incomplete. That one, again, not a bad throw at all as he was aiming for Tim Smothers, and Tim Smothers was cutting across the field. He got hit, Kibbe did, just as he threw, so the ball wobbled a little bit, but it still was dangerously close to the receiver, Tim Smothers, but it falls incomplete, and the Warriors hang on to that 13-point lead. That was another really a good throw under pressure. I mean, it was short. Took a little time to get there, but he was smothered when he threw that ball, aiming for the younger Smothers.
Each of the last 3 plays, though, Ray, Riley Wessel spent a lot of time in the backfield putting pressure on the quarterback. I'm looking for Riley and a few of the Warriors to be able to get back there, hopefully for a sack in the second half. But under a lot of pressure, he's been able to deliver most of the time tonight. That's a concern going into the locker room.
But still, you had to hold your breath for a second whether Tim Smothers was going to grab that ball or not. He was on the move. If he caught it, he would have just fallen forward to the end zone.
Yeah, if he could have planted, Ray, like if he could have planted and actually thrown, get some mustard on that, that might have been a touchdown.
The Warriors put good pressure on him, though. They did have him under pressure on each of the throws, making it tougher, and the last 4 fall incomplete. And so does the hopes of Dallas for a touchdown before the half. Halftime tonight. The Warriors hold on to that 27-14 lead at the half. We'll take this time out and we'll come back on KGAL.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. Our focus is local. Local people, local families, and local businesses. We promise we'll always be that bank. Willamette Community Bank, service like no other. We promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
1580 KGAL.
27-14, the Warriors with the lead. In fact, they scored the last 20 points of the first half. They trailed 14-7 after Dallas scored on their first 2 possessions tonight and appeared virtually unstoppable. The next possession, the Warriors got the benefit of the penalties that slowed Dallas down. And the same on the following possession after that. So the Warriors have been assisted by some penalties, or else Dallas might have more on the board. But a good defensive stance, Dallas moving down to the Warrior 23 just before the end of the half, but 4 passes falling incomplete, basically because of the pressure that the Warriors were able to put on their quarterback, Josh Kibbe. Still did a good job of delivering the ball under pressure, but the Warriors did not allow him to set and have time to really hit his receivers. 4 passes falling incomplete. Warriors keep their advantage at 27-14. The band is on the field here at halftime. It was senior night here. It is the final perhaps the final home game of the season, certainly the regular season. The regular season ends tonight. But again, the Warriors are in position for a playoff. They should be in the playoffs regardless of what happens here this evening, as the OSAA has gone to a system of ranking teams 1 through 24. 24 is the cutoff point to make the playoffs. There certainly will be teams that will argue we should have been a little bit higher, ranked higher. It's a strange thing. For example, last week, the Warriors had it taken to them by West Albany, as West Albany led 35-0 at the half, and didn't bother to score. And that's the truth. They did not bother to score in the second half. But the Warriors, although they lost that game one-sidedly, picked up in the OSAA rankings. Why? Because they lost to a powerful team. Now, I would contend that really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You lost the game just because you played a powerful team. Does that mean that next year we should play Sherwood, Wilsonville, Mountain View, Marist, West Albany, lose and a couple more, lose 9 games but get into the playoffs because we keep gaining because we played powerful teams?
Yeah, well, the team that's ahead of Lebanon, Bend, at the 16th position, looking at the rankings right now, they're 2-5. They have one less win than the Warriors do, and they're ahead. So the point of this system is, if you're a great team, you're going to be a great team no matter what, but the ones that aren't great teams continue to lose against great teams, and you'll be right?
I'm confused by their system. I'm also confused by that, but I think I understand what you mean. It's just rather silly.
It's crazy, and one thing that I wanted to say, I kind of voiced my opinion last week about it, Ray, is that they've taken away the ability of each team to control their own destiny rather than have other teams control your team's destiny, whatever your team is. So it used to be you'd have 3 from one league and 4 from another represent, and it meant something to be a place in your league, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. The other 3 or 4 didn't matter, but they do matter.
You can play a powerful team or a ranked powerful team and move up even if you lose, but how do you know that their assessment of that other team, so-called power team, is accurate? You don't really know. But you will benefit because they have made an assessment that they are powerful. Well, that said, the Warriors are number 17 right now and will be in the playoffs, but if they manage to get somehow among the first 16, and probably will jump no better than 1, and that's questionable, but if they can get to the 16th position, the difference is that we would be here next Friday night instead of in Idaho or God knows where.
The best case scenario, I think, is for them to be in the 16th position, and the first 8 teams, Ray, get a bye, so you have to be in the 9 through 16. So I don't see the Warriors making a big jump up to 9, 10, or 11, but possibly 16, maybe 15th. But some other things in that formula have to happen for the Warriors. They also, if they do lose tonight, could lose in the standings.
Yeah.
It could cause a different scenario. So, again, tune in tomorrow morning for the ranking system.
And
or maybe
Dallas possibly would get in. They're at 25th. 25, so
they're right on the bubble.
Yeah. But if they play the Warriors, and if the Warriors are considered strong enough, even if Dallas gets blown out tonight, do they pick up something?
Well, the Warriors are a stronger team by strength of schedule for
they're up
Dallas.
at 17th. So if you play the 17th ranked team tonight, even if you get blown out, maybe you gain enough to get into the playoffs. It really is silly. And I talk about it at length every week because I do think it's something that definitely needs some attitude adjustment. But we'll see. The key thing, the Warriors will play somewhere next Friday night. We're hoping that they can get into the 16th so we can come here to beautiful Heath Stadium. Once again, we thank Udell Engineering for their part in creating this stadium. Last season was the opening year, and they did a great part of the stadium. And Udell Engineering, again, wishes success to the Warriors and thanks all of the seniors for the efforts that they have put in their years here at Lebanon High School, and have put on really good display. Lebanon, not that many years ago, was a doormat of the league, and they are now respected. These seniors that are graduating tonight, the 17, have a part of that as well. Udell Engineer thanks them. We thank Udell for this field because what a pleasure it is to be here every week now in the season.
And I personally know Brian Vendetta. He is the owner of Udell Engineer, graduated in 1987-88 season for the Lebanon Warriors. Very good running back then. And back then, they didn't have a formula. It was straight up you're in, you're out. And the Warriors had some really great teams, and Brian was a part of that. And that's why he showed so much pride in helping with this field.
It looked like it was really going to be a crazy first half. It calmed down a little. Both teams on the first couple of possessions, Warriors didn't score in their first possession, but they were moving the ball at will before they were finally stopped short of the end zone. Then Dallas moved in big chunks, got a touchdown. The Warriors came back in big chunks at about a minute and a half, got a touchdown. Dallas got the ball back, moved for a touchdown. The Warriors took the kickoff and ran back 78 yards with Taman Pravatsky to tie the game. Then actually they went for the 2-point conversion, got it, and took the 1-point lead. Things slowed after that. That was in the first quarter, but we're at halftime with a 27-14 lead for the Warriors. The band is on the field and putting on a nice display. Good crowd here for senior night in this, what could be the final home game of the season. The Statman Carruthers is behind us, putting the stats together from the first half. Scott Landgren will take a timeout tonight. We'll come back and get those stats. 27-14 Warriors on top at the half on KGAL.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Good, tasty food. That's why Bing's Kitchen has been a lunch and dinner favorite for over 40 years. Choose Chinese or American meals that can satisfy the entire family or a gathering of up to 40 people on the South Santiam Highway in Lebanon. Choose Bing's Kitchen, where the food simply tastes best.
Edward Jones specializes in helping individual investors achieve their personal investment goals. Hello, this is Doug Phillips, your Lebanon Edward Jones financial advisor. Please call me to set up an appointment so I can assist you in selecting investments and services that help meet your goals. Call me at 541-451-4000. Member SIPC.
KGAL.
Halftime tonight here at Lebanon. A nice finish to the season. By the way, as they start tonight, the Warriors with a 1-game lead over Dallas for 4th place. It's strange, Scott, so long ago when they played Crescent Valley, we said that probably was a game for 3rd and 4th place in the league, and it looks like that's the way it's going to turn out. Crescent Valley will be 3rd. Silverton should be 1st. West Albany 2nd. Crescent Valley 3rd. One of these teams will be 4th.
Right, but the difference is back then we thought it was going to be Corvallis as the other team the Warriors would be battling, not Dallas.
Yeah. Definitely
Strange things happening at the end of this year, but you know, a good first half for the Warriors, and you know, the game has been relatively even. Lebanon with 211 yards offense, Dallas with 213, and they've run, you know, 29 plays for Lebanon, 31 for our 29-31, so that's pretty close plays, pretty close yardage. The difference is that big kickoff return for Pravatsky of 78 yards.
And the penalties called on Dallas on a couple of their drives.
Right.
Stopped them.
Yeah, especially in a couple of the drives that Lebanon had. That big one that had 2 personal fouls that got 3rd down conversions also were big for them.
The Lebanon defense and offense have really benefited from the penalties.
They really have, and you know, you got to be committed to not, you know, doing penalties and turning the ball over. Well, neither team's turned the ball over, but penalties are killing Dallas right now. Dallas, Naughton is the leading rusher. 5 carries, 53 yards in the first half, and he also had that touchdown.
Naughton.
You
don't remember.
Oh, sorry. No,
you don't remember Jackie Gleason, do you?
No.
Well, Jackie Gleason, Ed Norton was his neighbor, and he
Naughton. Naughton.
But this is Naughton. But that's the way it sounded. He would say Naughton.
I'm learning something new every day.
See, there's so much to learn.
And then the Smothers Brothers, I don't know what that's about either.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, whoa. The Smothers Brothers were a program that drew a lot of criticisms back in the 70s because they were protesting the war in Vietnam. And CBS would run into some troubles with their Sunday night program. Tom and Dick. Tom and Dick Smothers, they were a comedy team, and Tommy would always say, "Mom like you best." Doesn't sound funny, but they were great and really sort of ahead of their time. Very political in the stuff that they did. Mason Williams, who lives up in Oak Ridge. Have you heard of Mason Williams?
No.
Oh.
I'm learning now. I'm learning everything.
Mason Williams is an Oregonian who lives up in Oak Ridge. Mason Williams wrote the theme from the Smothers Brothers and helped on the music on the program. And he had a song called Classical Gas that was a big hit in 1968, was in the top 5. No? Okay. All right. What were you talking about?
Well, I was talking about the Dallas Smothers Brothers. They're doing a pretty good job together.
Somebody had some yardage. Who was that?
They did. Well, both of them had some yardage.
Naughton.
Naughton, sorry. Jalen Smothers was the better of the two in the first half. He had 5 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. He also caught 3 passes for 32 yards. Tim had 2 catches for 22 yards. He also ran the ball once for 4, so he was getting in there also. Kibbe, the quarterback, 8 of 17 passing, 74 yards. So pretty effective. He had those last 4 incompletions that really skewed it, but other than that, he was very effective.
Don't you think he gave a great effort on those throws, though, off balance because of the pressure of the Warriors, and still threw some great passes that were incomplete?
He did. I mean, the Warriors were sending pressure from both sides every pass there at the end of the half, and he just stood there, took the hit, and tried to complete the pass. Pravatsky for the Warriors, 8 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Farrell, 34 yards on 5 carries. Hargis, 1 of 2 passing the ball for 6 yards. Hargis also has 50 yards rushing on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns for Hargis. Couple of scores at the half. West Albany 26-13 over Corvallis, so not blowing them out at Corvallis. Silverton 28-7 over South Albany, nearing the half. And this score, Crescent Valley 7-0 over Woodburn. I'm guessing that was still a first quarter score. I couldn't really, it didn't really say what quarter it was.
And plus Taman had that 78-yard kickoff return.
So he's had a lot of all-purpose yards here tonight. And I don't have a Bend Mountain View score, which is a big score that we're trying to decide if the Warriors could move up. I really don't think the Warriors will move up.
Really?
My projection is they're going to be around 509 points in the power ranking, and Bend will be around 540. So, they're going to go up, even though they're playing, they'll lose probably tonight against Mountain View. They'll go up because they're playing
a stronger team.
I'll talk about it more on the post game.
Why don't we take a break? When we come back, tell me who they might match up again if everything stays the same as it is. All right, we'll take this break. Warriors leading 27-14. Both teams back on the field. We're closing in on the second half in a bit on KGAL.
Edward Jones specializes in helping individual investors achieve their personal investment goals. Hello, this is Doug Phillips, your Lebanon Edward Jones financial advisor. Please call me to set up an appointment so I can assist you in selecting investments and services that help meet your goals. Call me at 541-451-4000. Member SIPC.
Need tires? Hi, this is Don from Conegat Tire Factory. From lawnmowers to tractors, cars, and trucks, we have what you need. And Conegat Tire's ASE certified mechanics can help you with your brakes, shocks, struts, alignment, oil changes, and stuff you won't believe. Even propane for your barbecue and RV. Conegat Tire Factory, still at the Y in Lebanon.
1580 KGAL.
Welcome back to football tonight. The Warriors return. So does the Dallas Dragons. The Dragons, by the way, in their white jerseys and the black trousers. The Warriors in their home uniforms, white trousers and the red shirts with the white numerals. It's the team with the white pants and red shirts that are leading right now, 27-14 at the half. So if things were to stay exactly the same and the Warriors cannot move up for a home team, a home game, where would we be traveling next week? Tell me it's like Monroe.
Well, unfortunately, no. Right now, if everything stayed the same, it would be Bend next Friday night.
Oh, jeez.
But, my projection is that Bend is going to move up. They're going to gain 7 points, so they might, in fact, move up to 15.
Just to stress this point, they will automatically move up 7 points just because they're playing Mountain View?
Well, that's if they lose, they'll move up 7 points. If they win, they'll move up more.
But there's the craziness again.
Right.
Just because it's Mountain View. Right. Okay. All right.
It's because of Mountain View, they're 4-4 in the season, and then who they played also, their strength of schedule, everything, But if Bend were to move up to 15, I didn't do any calculations for anybody else because it took me like half hour to do just those two.
Okay.
But Ashland right now is 15th in the rankings, and they have a they only have a 6-point lead over Bend, so they theoretically could catch them in the rankings. Let me see. I have that Ashland score somewhere down here.
So are you saying we could play Ashland?
We could
go back to Ashland next week?
Oh, no. That is another possibility.
Oh, no.
Or, maybe Sandy, who is 18th, if they're losing right now at the half, but they could move up because I think they were playing they were playing Sherwood or Wilsonville tonight.
I'm glad you say that. That points to stupidity of the whole thing. So the Warriors really tonight should have canceled the game with Dallas and played Marist and gotten killed, and they would have had a home game next week. Simply because they played him.
Yes.
All right. Just want to point that out. That's craziness, obviously, in somebody's theory.
Yes. Hopefully, I'll have more scores at the half, and I'll be able to, try to dissect where the Warriors are going to end up.
Right.
But I really do not think it's going to be a home game next week.
Okay.
No matter what happens.
Well, we're back almost back to the second half tonight as both teams back on the field. A reminder from the Lebanon High School Booster Club as we approach almost Christmas vacation. There's a business in Junction City that has on their signboard in the morning, days to Christmas break 53. It's not that far. Then into the half of the year, things go quickly. The high school always needs as many people as they can get to help in every facet of high school life. Consider becoming a member of the Lebanon High School Booster Club. Please do it. I know we've told you this for years, and you've said, maybe I'll do it next year. All right, that's it. Do it next week. Give them a call. Call the high school for information and help to make Lebanon High School the best it can be. We'll take one more timeout. We'll be back for the start of the second half tonight. See if the Warriors can hold or add to this advantage. At the half, they lead 27-14 on KGAL Radio.
Need tires? Hi, this is Don from Kenega Tire Factory. From lawnmowers to tractors, cars, and trucks, we have what you need. And Kenega Tire's ASE certified mechanics can help you with your brakes, shocks, struts, alignment, oil changes, and stuff you won't believe. Even propane for your barbecue and RV. Kenega Tire Factory, still at the Y in Lebanon.
You'll always get your money's worth where the food is fresh and original at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Roberto and his staff will provide a fun and affordable dining experience. So visit Ixtapa on the corner of Highway 20 and Wheeler Street, where parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet.
1580 KGAL.
All right, we are just about to begin the second half. Both teams take the field. Dallas will be to our right, moving right to left, if you know where we are here at Heath Stadium in the press box. And Lebanon to our left, going left to right here in the second half. I'm Brady Ray. That's Rob Allen and Scott Landgren, stat man, who gave us all those stats from the first half. The key one being a Warrior 13-point advantage at 27-14 as they huddle and talk things over. And Lebanon will be kicking here. Is that Alan Ma who set the ball? Is he kicking?
Yes, he is kicking.
Brandon Marquez, the starting quarterback for the Warriors, out for the season. Second week they missed him and DJ Knuth. It's a shame for both in their senior years to miss the final weeks. They were doing so well. So Alan Ma puts his boot into it, and it drops at about the 30, and it's fumbled by Dallas. It's on the
Warriors
ground.
got it.
Did the Warriors get it? Yes, they did. A huge break to start the second half. The Warriors will take over at the 35. It was another kick that bounced, took a high bounce, and whoever was back for Dallas, I couldn't give you the number, reached up, it bounced off his hands and bounced forward, very similar to what happened earlier, bounced 5 yards forward. Earlier, the Warriors had a shot at it, and the ball squirted out and came back to around the 30 and was recovered. This time, the Warriors fell on it, and they'll take over at the 35, 1st and 10.
Destry Klein, number 41, with the recovery, Ray, and that kick could not have been placed any more perfect by Alan Ma.
C.J. Hargis is the quarterback. Matt Tracy in motion, and up the middle is, I think Tim. Is it Tim Farrell?
Yes, it is, for some very tough yards there.
Good job, though, of spinning forward and then falling forward after he was stopped after about a yard. He picks up 3, maybe 4. Let's say 4 on first down because of the spin. And it'll be 2nd and 6 just outside the Dallas 30. Warriors trying to take a secure lead in this ball game, up by 2 scores now as it is. Here is Pravatsky, who should be the deep back, I assume, to start the second half. This time he runs into a little trouble at the 30, but they should give him forward motion to the 30. But the Warriors should have a 3rd and 5 coming up. And this, in fact, a little less, maybe 4, 3rd and 4. Certainly 2-down territory again, though, to get this first down.
Absolutely. The Warriors' offensive line had some very nice drives there where they blocked well, Ray, but they need to be more consistent in the second half to put more points on the board.
They'll send Matt Tracy in motion again from the right to the left side as C.J. Hargis gives to Taman Pravatsky, and he carries close to the first down, and as he falls forward and with some good help from his teammates to continue to push, I think he may have fallen right at what would be the first down, and that would be the 25-yard line. Would it necessitate a measurement? Holding penalty. That as they break away from where the tackle was made, there is a flag lying on the field, and it's a holding penalty against the Warriors, never mind the first down.
And wouldn't you know, it's right where Taman ran.
Yeah, you're right.
There was a Dallas player right in position, and one of the Warriors held, and that's a key penalty there, moving the Warriors back.
That's why we couldn't see it come down. It was under that pile. So they will get pushed back where they started here, right back to the 35-yard line. In fact, the 36, and it will be a 3rd down and 11. They get the down over, but now it's 3rd and 11 instead of what might have been a first down on that carry. Here back to throw is C.J. Hargis. Throws out here and throws to Matt Tracy, and there'll be an interference call. Wrestled to the ground. Whoa. Indeed wrestled to the ground, and it looks like that's Cade Fast, number 7, who hit the intended receiver. Who did I say that was?
That was Matt Tracy.
Matt Tracy, receiver. Thank you. As he hit Matt Tracy, I'm not sure that Matt was going to catch that ball because the ball had already gone by him when he hit him, but he collared him, and there was no way they could not put the flag down, and it is a benefit again to the Warriors.
The contact was definitely as the ball was in the air, Ray, and just kind of a neck tackle there, a dangerous play. Matt bounced back up off the turf for some possible retaliation, but he was held back by one of his Warrior teammates. But another crucial discipline type penalty for Dallas that keeps the Warrior drive alive.
We mentioned at halftime that both the Warrior offense and defense have benefited from penalties against Dallas, and there's another one right there. That would have been an incomplete pass. Instead, it's a first down at the 20 for the Warriors. Handing off, this may be Tim Farrell, who's the first back through, and he won't pick up much, maybe a yard if they give him forward progress, 2nd and long.
Well, I sure would like CJ to hold that ball a little longer because there's nobody. If he keeps that ball, there's nobody assigned to him there, Ray. There's nobody there for a tackle. So quick handoff there. Maybe that's by design, but one of these times it'd be nice for CJ to be off to the races to the end zone.
Backs to the eye. It's Tim Farrell is the up back. Taman Pravatsky is the deep back tonight. C.J. Hargis will keep on this one, and he cuts forward down to about the 15, so he gets a good carry and good yardage on 2nd down as he carries to the 15 or inside. It looks like they're ready to put the ball at the 14-yard line where it will be 3rd down and 4. Warriors up by 13, trying to add to that advantage. 9:36 remaining, 3rd quarter tonight.
And the more points the Warriors can increase this lead, Ray, the more predictable the offense of Dallas is. You know that they're going to be passing the ball, so Hargis and the Warriors knocking on the door here.
Hand off to Tim Farrell, bursts up the middle. He should have the first down. He's past the 10-yard line. That's where he needed to get for the first down. He's inside the 10. It should be a 1st and goal for the Warriors, and it is.
That Warriors get in for a touchdown. That'll be a 3-possession game, and Warriors will probably look to try to go for a 2-point conversion like they've had the last 2 possessions.
At the 8-yard line, 1st and goal for the Warriors. On the move, 1 receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left, a man in motion. Matt Tracy comes left to right this time, and again they'll run as Hargis keeps the ball and bursts forward inside the 5, down to about the 4, maybe the 3.
Yes!
Touchdown?
Yes!
Touchdown! I thought he was down inside the 5. He was slipping as he got to the 5-yard line. I thought he went down. He gets the touchdown, falls forward and maintains his balance long enough to get to the end zone. Touchdown Warriors, 33-14. Do you agree? Did you think he was down?
It was very close, Ray, but I was looking at the far official to see if his arms went up, and it was delayed reaction, but he was in. 3rd touchdown of the night for Hargis.
They will go for 2. C.J. Hargis under center will keep, and he's pushed forward into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Yes. So they get the 2 points. And it's back to 35-14. So they have the 3 touchdown and the 3 extra point advantage again as the 2-point conversion is good. So the Warriors, a good omen to start the second half. As they, after they get the ball back from Dallas, they go on the drive for the touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, 35-14, 8:59 remaining in the third quarter, and we'll take a timeout on KGAL.
At Walmart, you'll find lower prices always. That's their pledge to you. And now with the Walmart Superstore, that means you'll find lower prices on just about anything that might possibly be on your shopping list. Walmart, bringing you what you want. Lower prices.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
KGAL.
C.J. Hargis, a 5-yard run for the touchdown, and I think plunge is the proper word there. Looked like he was stopped about the 3. Carries forward for the touchdown. And then with a little assist, some good blocking, and some good pushes, gets the 2-point conversion. And the Warriors lead by 3 touchdowns, 35-14. And the kickoff again takes a good Warrior bounce, taking Dallas a long time to pick it up at the 15-yard line. Going outside is Rubishki. Look out, 20-25 down the sideline, and maintains his balance and tiptoes along the sidelines out to the 39. Good return, because it looked like at the 15, it took him a while to get that ball. It took another crazy hop. They've had trouble, although sometimes it seems like the ball is going to take a good hop to them. They've had trouble gathering it. It took him a while, but once he got it, he avoided some tackles and makes a good return. 35-yard line is where they will begin, 1st and 10. Warriors seemingly up safely in this game at 35-14. Dallas led 14-7, so the Warriors have scored the last 28 points, and there's a good first down drive by Jalen Smothers. Out to the 45-yard line. That's where they needed to get for a first down. It should be a 1st and 10, and it is.
Well, they surprised me, Ray, and go with the double wing there. Now, you need a quick strike here if you can. With 8:41 to go, almost at midfield, with thanks to that good return to start, but they are going back to the double wing. Very interesting.
That means everybody gathered right at the line of scrimmage. Back to handoff. And gathering some steam up the field is Caleb Norton for a first down to the Warrior 40. That was one of those delayed bursts where it looked like perhaps the play was stopped, and all of a sudden here he comes breaking right through the middle, and enough for a first down inside the Warrior 40, 1st and 10.
Dallas has a fairly good, decent-sized offensive line going against the Warrior D-line. Doing well.
Here's the pitch to Jalen Smothers. There's his favorite side, the right side. He gets some good head of steam there and breaks down the sideline to the 20-yard line, finally out of bounds, just inside the 20. When he goes to the right side, boy, he gets to that sideline fast and makes some good cut. He's got some good speed, and he's good gain again.
That might have had some extra assistance, Ray. There's a flag right where he made his last cut, around the 28-yard line of the Warriors.
That assistance, a holding penalty.
Oh, 2 penalties.
Whoa, offsetting. What did they call?
Personal foul against the Warriors.
Wasn't watching for the second penalty after the initial one.
So, offset. Should replay the down.
And they will, but that takes away a big gain by Jalen Smothers. Once again, penalties, a real benefit to the Warriors. And that's been the case tonight. That's been their best friend sometimes on offense and defense.
Well, and where that flag was, Ray, if it wasn't a Warrior penalty, it would have been a spot foul. So key penalties.
It's 1st and 10 from the 40 instead of that big gain by Jalen Smothers. Back to throw. No, I'm sorry, it's a handoff here. It's some play action, and it fooled me, but the Warriors were not fooled. They stopped that play right at the line of scrimmage. David Rubishki. In fact, he's thrown for a 1-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd and 11. David Rubishki, Caleb Norton, Jalen Smothers. Those are the 3 backs used most frequently. And they're back into that wing. It's hard to tell. As I say, they could have 12 players. Nobody would know. They're bunched so closely. To the outside goes Jalen Smothers. and this time gets to about the 35. He was down at the 20, it seemed, and a first down just a few moments ago, but the penalties brought it back to 1st and 10 at the 40. It'll now be 3rd and about 5. Let's see, no, they'll place it at the 37, so 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 for Dallas. Warriors again trying to stop Dallas, and assisted very nicely by penalties. That's been the case all night. Back to throw. Throws over the middle, and it is caught by Jalen Smothers, and he's got the first down at the 25-yard line. Nice pass. I'm telling you again, I have high praise for Josh Kibbe. He throws the ball nicely. A perfect pass without a lot of time to set up. And a nice catch by Jalen Smothers, just using the hands on a high throw, and he pulls it in for the first down. 24-yard line of the Warriors, 1st and 10. Here's Jalen Smothers off the right side again, of course. That seems to be his favorite side, and he'll pick up maybe 5 yards inside the 20, maybe 6.
Dallas does not seem to be in any type of hurry right now, almost to the 7-minute mark, Ray, so the clock is continuing to roll on this drive, so that's good for Lebanon.
Yeah, you're right. That's fine. They are moving, but they're eating up a lot of time in doing so. The Warriors with a 21-point advantage, 35-14. 2nd and 5 from the 19. Here's Jalen Smothers cutting back in again from the right side, and this time he will get the first down across the 15. It'll be a 1st down and 10, just inside the 15-yard line of the Warriors. This is like the beginning of the game where the Warriors simply could not stop them as they passed their way down the field. And then the second possession of the night, the Warriors couldn't stop them running. And they took a 14-7 lead. It's hard to believe the Warriors have scored the last 28 points of this game. Here's the pitch. They will come to the left side. Let's see if it's Smothers. He's going to have a good room, and he is in for the touchdown. Rabishki, is there a flag? Did a flag come down?
There is a flag right where, I think a push in the back, Ray.
David Rabishki was the one who goes to the left. I guess Jalen Smothers doesn't like to move to his left, so he doesn't carry that side. But the flag is down as they score from the 13-yard line. No indication yet against whom or for what. They're talking it over. 3 officials right in the center of the field. Here comes the indication. A block in the back against Dallas. Wow. You know, it's uncanny how the Warriors have benefited from penalties tonight.
Yes, and we'll certainly take it any way we can get it. But Dallas shooting themselves in the foot several times tonight. That's a spot foul from the 2-yard line, 10 yards back to the 12.
Well, there have been so many shots in the feet. I'm surprised they can still run the way they are, because there's been multiple shots to the feet of the Dallas Dragons. 1st and 10 from the 12. Here's the handoff to Jalen Smothers on the right side, and he cuts back in, and he gets inside the 10, maybe down to about the 8. We'll say a pickup of 4 on 1st down. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Certainly is a unique offense to watch, isn't it, Ray, with all those players and such a small amount of area out there, and trying to figure out who's got the balls and where they're going, and it happens so quick.
They'll go from the far hash mark as Josh Kibbe talks things over with a couple of his teammates. The wings, Smothers on one side, Rabishki on the other. Rabishki gets the pitch, and he's stopped in the backfield. Good job. Even if they score again, they're eating up additional time because they're running the ball. They lost yardage, and the clock continues to run. 5:40, 5:39 before the end of the 3rd quarter. And back now at the 6-yard line. So 3rd down, they can still get the first down. The first down, they'd have to be about the 2. So 3rd and 4. The handoff right up the middle. It looks like Caleb Naughton, I think. They do get inside the 5, but not first down. It'll be 4th down and a couple.
He is close, though, Ray. Looks like he needed to get to the 3. They might need to measure this.
Naughton carries the ball to the 4. Oh, they give him the first down.
I didn't even see a signal. Yeah. Wow, that was quick.
So as they set that ball out there, it is at the 3. You're right, and that's a first down. So 1st down and goal. 1st and goal from the 3. Who will run it in? Jalen Smothers falls forward for the touchdown. A 3-yard run, of course, to the right side. He just carries the ball laterally across the field and then suddenly cuts back in. He's done a good job of that all night. He knows the right place to do it. Dives forward for the touchdown. Jalen Smothers puts 6 more on the board for Dallas. It's 35-20 Warriors. Still time, of course, for the Warriors to be caught in this game. But thank goodness they have that 3 touchdown advantage after scoring themselves here in the third quarter. 35-20, and they will go for 2 now. And there's Jalen Smothers on the same play we just saw a moment ago, where again he runs laterally to the right, looks for an opening, and when he finds it, bursts forward for the 2-point conversion. 35-22. So they put themselves within a couple of touchdowns, and if they got the extra points, they could take the lead. 4:43 remaining in the third quarter. Warriors, though, still have the lead, 35-22, as the Warriors and Dragons fight it out tonight on KGAL.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Has your stove lost its heat? Is your fridge or freezer no longer cold? Does your washer leave soap in your clothes, or has your dryer stopped tumbling? Then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 259-1131, of course. Like New Appliance, where every appliance shines like new.
KGAL.
Well, the 28-point run that the Warriors had since the first quarter tonight suddenly ends on a good drive by Dallas. A steady drive. Delayed a couple of times by penalties, but this time not killed completely by the penalties. They put the touchdown on the board, get the 2-point conversion, and move within 13 of the Warriors. 35-22, 4:43 remaining here in the third quarter tonight at Heath Stadium. So Dallas will kick off as they place the ball at the 40. Ryan Spencer is their kicker. Ryan Spencer, 5'8", 155-pound junior. Steadies himself. And the boot. It'll be an onside kick, and it did not go 10 yards.
And that's where the Warriors win it?
Is it Ryan Spencer? No, it's not Ryan. I thought Ryan himself ran into it. David Holmquist runs into it at the 42-yard line. How did it only go 2 yards? I look back, and there's Holmquist. The ball hit his feet.
Yeah, I was looking for him to kick it deep, and then his leg slowed down, and I was looking for the ball at least 10 yards, and
that's 2 yards.
Everybody went past it.
It's 2 yards. David Holmquist, trying to run upfield, ran into it.
He kicked it from the 40, Ray, so it's going to be 6 yards.
Well, was it 40? It was at the 42, wasn't it? Where
this is a 46.
Oh, there it is.
The place.
Oh, the 46.
It did roll. It did get a few extra yards to roll, but okay. Well, they tried to catch the Warriors off sides.
I think, didn't Holmquist kick it at the 42? The Warriors with a first down. It doesn't matter. The Warriors in good field position, trying to get that 3-touchdown advantage back if they can. Carried inside the 45 to the 42. So a gain of 4 on first down, second and 6.
You have to make sure that ball goes 10 yards if you're kicking the ball, and that's the risk you take. And if you're Coach Tracy Jackson, obviously they're pulling out all stops now.
So the Warriors are at the aforementioned 42. That's where they stand. C.J. Hargis, a long count here, and C.J. will hand maybe Tim. No, he keeps it this time himself, and he will get inside the 40. Close to a first down. I don't know. It will not necessitate a measurement here as he's at the 33-yard line. It's third and about 1. 3rd and 1, and the clock running, 3:48, and the Warriors probably will keep this ball on the ground. Has C.J. Hargis thrown a pass tonight? He hasn't, has he? Oh, he has? Oh, he has?
1 of 3.
Whoa.
6 yards.
1 of 3 on the night. 6 yards gain. Here is a handoff and a touchdown for Tim Farrell. Holy smoke.
For him.
38 yards. How did they do that? We talk sometimes about somebody breaking right through the middle, but I mean, I don't think the defensive players, the defensive linemen from Dallas, I don't think they got to a standing position. I don't think they got out of the point position. before he went right through them.
That's a quick hit. That's what we call a quick hit. I don't think they were ready. I think the Warriors caught him off guard there. And boy, Tim Farrell. Boy, I haven't seen him run that fast ever this season. He looked like the deep back running.
They didn't get out of their stance before Farrell ran right through him, and I mean, there was nobody there to catch him for a 38-yard touchdown, and the Warriors will get the 2-point advantage to boot.
That's Tim Farrell again.
So Farrell is the star on this one, a 38-yard touchdown run, and a 2-point conversion. And the Warriors are back to a 3-touchdown and 3 extra point lead at 43-22, 3:21 remaining before the end of the third quarter, and we will keep it here. Warriors looking good tonight in their final home game of the year. I thought this one was really going to be back and forth on both sides, but the Warriors put Dallas in the lurch after trailing 14-7 with 28 unanswered points. They get a 3-touchdown advantage. They get it back here with 3:21 remaining in the third quarter. But again, really assisted tonight by the penalties. That's been their best friend, both on their offensive drives and their defensive stances. Learn how archery is a family sport at the Archery Hut in Lebanon. You'll find the Archery Hut just past the Moose Lodge on Crowfoot Road. And a reminder, Saturday, your Steel and Husqvarna headquarters in the Valley, Cascade Outdoor Power Equipment. You'll find Cascade Outdoor Power Equipment near the airport on Airway Road in Lebanon. So the Warriors will set things up for Alan Ma at the 40-yard line and kicking off. Seems like they were just receiving a moment ago, weren't they?
It does. Only a minute 22 seconds went off the clock between Dallas' score and Lebanon's score. Let's see what kind of answer the Dragons have this time.
Failed onside kick. They took over at the 46, got as far as the 38, and then Tim Farrell runs it in for the touchdown. Here's a good run back, though, to the 40-yard line. Another good run back by Ryan. Well, that didn't sound like the name
Smothers.
that he mentioned. Was it Smothers? 3?
Jalen Smothers.
3. Oh, 8?
Number 8.
8. So Jalen brings it out to the 43-yard line. First down and 10. First and 10 for Dallas. 3:13 remaining in the third quarter. It is a windy night. Look at that flag has been blowing briskly all night. It doesn't bother either team. Not enough wind on the field apparently to affect the passing. Dallas has done that effectively. They will hand off on first down. They fake going one way, going to the right, and then go up the middle to David Rubishki. They fake to Smothers, heading his favorite direction right, and then right up the middle to David Rubishki. A pickup of, well, no pickup. Loss. A loss on the play, maybe half a yard. Second down and 10. 10.5. That wing setup, you just don't see that in college. Here's the handoff, or the pitch rather, to Smothers, and on the right side he fights his way close to a first down. Good run by him again. He has good speed and then good power as he gets inside midfield into Warrior territory, about a yard short of first down. Third down coming up for Dallas. 2:25 and the clock running in the third quarter.
Well, a few weeks ago, Ray, Scott and I traveled up to Wilsonville to watch the perfection of the double wing with Sherwood, one of the top teams, a contender in the state of Oregon.
This could be Rubishki coming from the left side, and he's caught in the middle of the field, and it is David who will be stopped and stuffed right at midfield, and a loss on the play. So a fourth down coming up. Fourth and a couple. Fourth and a couple. Can the Warriors stop Dallas without a penalty? Fourth and 2 as they gather. That ball just over midfield. Warriors jumping. That should be a first down. Well, so it goes. Warriors a little bit anxious to get the stop here, and so somebody jumped. In fact, several players jumped right in the middle of the line. It'll be a first down and a 5-yard pickup by Dallas, and they'll have it first down inside the Warrior 44-yard line, first and 10.
That's the first time all night that I can recall that the Warriors actually helped the Dragons hit a first down thanks to a penalty. So
yeah. It's been the other way all night long. Warrior defense assisted by Dallas penalties. A handoff and a good gain. I think it's Caleb Naughton up to the 30 and inside the 30. Certainly a first down and much more. The 29 and first and 10, and Dallas on the move again.
Naughton, your favorite player and Dallas's favorite player, with runs up the middle.
The wing, the double wing that we mentioned is an interesting thing. You've got everybody on the line, and then as if two players forming a wall to the side, sort of turn inward toward the line. It's usually Smothers on the left side and Rubishki on the right. And Smothers is going to take the handoff, going right to left, and pick up a couple of yards inside the 30. But the clock is the Warriors' friends, and these running plays keep the clock moving down to 50 seconds and on the run with a second down from the 32-yard line. And they need to get down to, or the 27, I should say. They need to get down to about the 19, make it 2nd and 8. From the far hash mark. Back to throw. Kibbe throws out here, has a man wide open, and it's a touchdown. And let's see who grabs that one. That's not Norton. What number is that?
48.
48 is John Ritchie. John Ritchie, a very nice toss by Kibbe. He's a good quarterback. Good throw. But John Ritchie was wide open at the 10-yard line. It's a touchdown.
27 yards.
Thank you. I forgot the line of scrimmage. I didn't want to admit it. it's getting to that time of night.
I forgot it too. I had to ask Statman, and thank goodness he's here.
You know, you call numbers all night long. After a while, you kind of muddle. Here's Jalen Smothers trying to get to the outside, and he does not. He is stuffed on the far side.
Is that C.J. Hargis? Is that Hargis with the tackle? Somebody out there. I think it was Ma.
Let's see as he comes back. Isn't it a single? I still can't see the number. I think, wasn't it Braden Childress, number 3? It was number 3, Braden Childress, who knocked him out of bounds about a yard short of the end zone, so they don't get the 2-point conversion, and the Warriors get the advantage of that. It's 43-28. They have the 15-point lead instead of the 14-point lead. 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout on KGAL.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto's ASE certified technician can help your vehicle maintain its reliability beyond 200,000 miles. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Has your stove lost its heat? Is your fridge or freezer no longer cold? Does your washer leave soap in your clothes, or has your dryer stopped tumbling? Then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 259-1131, of course. Like New Appliance, where every appliance shines like new.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Well, this time not exactly an onside kick. They wanted to make sure it went to 10 yards, but it's a short kick, a short roller trying to get to maybe a fumble on the part of the Warriors and get a charging lineman to pick that up for Dallas. But it goes to the Warriors as Taman Bravatsky manages to get his hands on it, handles it safely, and returns it out to the 42. Good field position for the Warriors to start. 16, almost 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Warrior lead at 15. I'm surprised they went for the 2-point conversion. I'm surprised they just didn't want to. Of course, maybe they don't have a good kicker. They did miss one early on the extra point conversion. Straight up the middle for the Warriors. And a good time. Tim Farrell's been the up back all night. You know, last week we saw a bundle of runners in for the Warriors. That's not been the case tonight. It's been Tim Farrell, the near back, and Taman Bravatsky, the deep back, all night long for the Warriors, and that'll end the third quarter. On the gain, 43-28 is the score. The Warriors with a 15-point advantage and trying to hold on as we'll go to the fourth quarter tonight. Thank you for joining us for Warrior Football at 1580 KGAL.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town. Good family fun. Bowling. Open every day and until 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Ballistic bowling starts at 10 on Saturday nights. Stop by Lynn Lanes in Lebanon.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda Superstore.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
We're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Porcupines are cute, but they can ruin your tires if you run over their tail. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, every one of our car or pickup tires comes with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
KGAL.
Down. A flag comes down as C.J. Hargis carries on a first down inside the 40, and he ran into a wall, but it's a hit in the helmet, and I think it was actually a fist in the helmet, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think it was helmet. It wasn't helmet to helmet. It looked like the Dallas defender had one arm out and caught him on almost a swipe, almost like a sideways punch.
To me, it almost looked like a shoulder block. It looked like he ran in with his shoulder, Ray, but just the way that he did it and the angle, just maybe the official thought it was helmet to helmet. But
I thought he hit him with the arm in the, he hit him with an elbow in the helmet.
Shoulder, elbow, it was high. It was a high hit. You can't do that.
So the penalty brings it all the way down to the Dallas 26. And a handoff to Tim Farrell, who is on his feet and running for a touchdown and avoided a couple of defenders. The last one was the prettiest move you'll see, just inside the 10, as there was someone ready to grab him by the ankles, and he took a quick step to the right. There was nothing left except air, and Tim Farrell is into the end zone on a 26-yard touchdown run. Earlier in the third quarter, he had a 38-yard touchdown run, also ran for the two-point conversion, this time 26 yards for Tim. Let's see if they go for the two-point conversion. They're up 49-28. And they will try for the two-point conversion. Here's the handoff. I think that's Pravatsky.
Yes, it is.
And he will go into the end zone for the two-point conversion. The Warriors make it look easy. Again, with an assist from a penalty, although they were certainly on the move anyway, but the penalty was a big assist. The Warriors quickly answered the Dragon touchdown with one of their own. They get the two-point conversion, and they lead 51-28. I saw my son, who has tickets for the Duck game for tomorrow, which we will broadcast 10:30 for the pregame, noon tomorrow, Ducks in Colorado. He came by the house today before he was on his way to the Corvallis and West game tonight to pick up some rain gear. And as we talked over both games, I said, well, it looks West is going to run all over Corvallis. They can't stop the run. I think our game is going to be low scoring because the clock is going to run. Both teams will run with the ball, keep the clock moving. And I think it's going to be a very close game. Something like, 21-20, maybe a missed extra point in there. It's 51-28. And the West, the last time we checked the West score, they were only up by 13 over Corvallis. Why is it that, these were reasonable analysis of both of the games. Why is it I can't get it right?
That's why they play the game.
That's PPPP, another Pitt's prediction proven pointless.
The 4 Ps.
The 4 Ps, as we say at home. There's another 4 Ps. Here's the kickoff, and it is a long kickoff that will roll into the end zone as David Rubishki wanted to bring that ball back and couldn't. It went over his head, landed at about the 10, and rolls into the end zone. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that high school has not gone, to bringing the ball out to the 25 instead of the 20. College is the first one to do that to prevent run backs and, those crushing tackles on the run back.
Yeah, I think it's a safety thing, and I don't know. At the higher levels, that's more of an entertainment thing for the higher levels, college and pros, that they allow them to. But I think it's more safety for high schoolers.
But in college, they're kicking. They moved it up 4 yards, and nobody's bringing the ball back anymore. And they get it out to the 25. High school only brings it out to the 20. Here is the pitch. Oh!
Ouch.
Running into a wall of red shirts. I didn't see who got that ball. I think it was Rubishki.
Yes, it was.
3. David Rubishki hit a wall of Warriors, the www.com. www.smack. He was dropped for a loss. 2nd and 11 from their own 19 for Dallas. 11:07 remaining fourth quarter. Warriors up 51-28. Oh, here's a good handoff and a lot of room for lookout Norton. Norton is close to the Norton is close to the 40 as he got some room coming through. And once again, Dallas on the move. It's been back and forth. It's been punch after punch here, third and fourth quarter. After the Warriors trailing 14-7 in the first quarter, had 28 unanswered points to lead 35-14. Finally, Dallas scored, but it's been back and forth. And here comes Dallas again. First down just shy of their 40. Rubishki on the left side cuts back in and gets maybe a yard on first down. 2nd and 9 coming up from their 41.
I am really surprised, Ray, that Dallas has not gone to the shotgun at all this half. They have. It's almost like they want to get out of here really quickly. Out of this game. I mean, they're not in any hurry out of the huddle.
No, you're right. Look at casually coming up to the line. 10:20 remaining, clock running. They're in that double wing offense. Let's see who gets the ball. Coming our way, it looks like Jalen Smothers, and he doesn't get much. He got back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9. For a complete fitness experience with cardio machines and weight training, check out Lebanon Racquetball and Fitness. They're open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Look for Lebanon Racquetball and Fitness on Sherman Street in Lebanon. And a reminder from Lynn Benton Community College, pick up a schedule of their classes, make an appointment with a counselor for winter term. Get started, get finished at Lynn Benton Community College. Back to throw is Kibbe, and he throws incomplete, intended for David Rubishki, just over the 45-yard line. Not a good pass, but the heat was on again.
Yes, Fletcher Bellinger, number 2 for the Warriors, is coming on a blitz, Ray, and he showed very good discipline there of not having a late hit on the quarterback. He let up at the last moment, but that could have been a very, very bad penalty if Fletcher would have ran into him after the pass. Brings up 4th down.
Josh Kibbe, the quarterback, goes back to throw. And again, he's rushed and he throws out here, and it is incomplete, intended for Jalen Smothers. And there with a shot at the ball was Matt Tracy. Got a hand on it, but knocks it down. And again, the rush was on Kibbe. Did not give him time to set very much to throw that ball. I didn't see who was coming through that time, but they have continually put the rush on him when he's going back to pass.
That might have been Fletcher Bellinger once again, number 2. Hit two plays in a row. Nice job by the Warriors. Great field position, and surprised to see Hargis out there in a 23-point game, Ray. With the obviously health of Brandon Marquez, you certainly would want to keep CJ for next week. It's a playoff game.
The Warriors certainly have salted this one away with a 23-point advantage as Tim Farrell picks up some yardage but is stopped. They may give him forward progress to the 40, in which case that would be a couple of yards, and it is. Maybe about 2.5 yards on first down. 2nd and 7.5.
It's going to be tough to pick player of the game. There's 3 candidates right now that are looking pretty good. Hargis with 3 touchdowns. Pravotsky with a couple touchdowns. 1 kickoff return. Lots of yardage. Tim Farrell has been a late entry with a couple of touchdowns.
Again, man in motion, who will take the pass, and it's on the ground. Is it a fumble? I think it was a forward pass, should be incomplete.
It was a fumble, Ray. They're marking it out of bounds at the 45.
Really? It looked like
a catch and then a fumble.
You think he caught that ball? I didn't think he had possession. I thought maybe they were saying that it was a lateral, but I think it was a forward pass, so they must have ruled a complete pass and a fumble.
It was
complete?
It was a catch, but then he got wrapped up and got spun around. The ball came out as he was trying to make a football move.
Was that 25?
That was 25.
Dylan Williamson.
A senior.
We have not called that name. Yes, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Here is the handoff to, let's see who's there. Is that Braden Childress?
Yes, it is.
So the Warriors are mixing up their running backs for the first time tonight. I do want to thank Josh Dykes for not doing that frequently. Last week, we were really left to guess who had the ball several times. But it's been Taman Pravotsky and Tim Farrell in the backfield all night, but they're changing now.
This is a much better vantage point than West Albany. Remember, we're about probably 30 rows higher up at West Albany than we are right now.
Whoa, a 4th down and a punting situation and a bad snap that is going to bring the ball back to about the 30. The Warriors in trouble and running with the ball. 35-40, and then gets his feet cut out from underneath him, is the young man who was going to punt the ball, and that is Tim Farrell. A bad snap. It was a fourth down. Hadn't even paid attention to the fact that the Warriors were in the fourth down, but they had to punt. It was a very bad snap. Farrell had to run back to get it and did return it about 10 yards after picking it up. Could have been worse, but they'll take over Dallas at their 42, 1st and 10, 8:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Warriors up by 51-28. Not only 3 touchdowns, but a couple of two-point conversions. Back to pass is and intercepted by the Warriors. 30, 35, 40.
Look out.
45, still on his feet. Midfield, it's Ellen Ma who will bring it out to the 45-yard line.
Look how excited he is.
Of Dallas. Kibbe that time picked off as the ball took a little too long to get to the intended receiver down about the 30. And Alan Ma simply stepped in front of the intended receiver and wove his way back into Dallas territory. 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
I am so happy for Alan Ma, Ray. He was a star of the JV team last year, and so many times we say that the Achilles heel of the Warrior defense is the secondary, but that was his safety's dream. That ball was up in the air for a long time, and Alan Ma just read the quarterback's eyes and made a great play on it.
Back in at quarterback, C.J. Hargis. 1st down and 10, and C.J. will give the ball to the first back. Let's see if it's Tim Farrell who is still in. It is. They put him in that first back position, and he will gain inside the 40 down to about the 38. You know, it may be that they just want to give C.J. Hargis as many snaps as he can get tonight. There is that concern about the health of your quarterback if they had to go to a third string, but maybe it's just to give him more and more snaps.
But still, now you're getting to 7:30 left to go. This has got to be his last series, I would think.
2nd down and 2 from the Dallas 38. As CJ will hand off to, let's see if it's Braden Childress, who is the deep back now, replacing Taman Pravatsky, and he'll pick up the 1st down inside the 35, 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Braden Childress, star on the junior varsity team, came from Amity High School. Ray transferred during the summertime to Lebanon, and he was only 150 pounds, but one of the fastest kids in the program. If he gets to the outside, watch out. Not very many guys can catch to him.
He is still the deep back for the Warriors as C.J. Hargis will pitch to him. Childress tries to get to the outside and get a block. He does. He cuts back inside, gets the sideline on the right side down the side of the field, and he will score a touchdown from the 34-yard line. It is difficult to see, not only because, again, they chose the far side of the field, but also a post right between that play and me. But he got a great block on the outside that sprung him, and then, like Rob was just saying, great speed to cut past some defenders who looked like they would cut him off and knock him out of bounds. 34 yards and a touchdown on a pitch to Braden Childress. You called that right just before the play. That was speed that got him the rest of the way after the block.
Yeah, and there was a nice block on the outside by the Warrior receiver out there. I think it was Matt Tracy with a nice block for him to get room around that outside corner.
That kick is a line drive through the post.
C.J. Hargis.
58-28. The Warriors with the lead. Unfortunately, the only thing that matters in these games is a victory and who you're playing and figuring out the position to which you will move in the OSA power rankings. Points have nothing to do with it, and the one-sidedness of a ball game. The Warriors could really move up with this performance tonight. 58-28, Warriors with the lead. 6:52 remaining. Great run by Braden Childress. And I must have a reminder here somewhere to give you. We'll keep it here before the kickoff.
Lots of reminders.
And
we appreciate them all.
Go through my fine notes here. Oh, yes, I knew there was one. R.J. Armstrong and Associates, Masters of Underground and Excavation Work for individuals or commercial business. Underground and excavation work is something you're not going to do on your own. Call the experts at R.J. Armstrong and Associates, longtime Warrior supporters. And as we get to our final home game of the season, at least regular season, we thank all of our sponsors and remind you need any of the products or services we mentioned. These are local businesses, local people who take pride in what they do. Please stop by and thank them for making sports broadcast possible on KGAL. Before the kick, the whistle blows, and the Warriors will have to re-kick. I didn't see what they said. Were they offsides on the kick? So they'll move back 5 yards to the 35. For Ellen Ma will do the kicking. Brandon Marquez, starting quarterback for the Warriors, and has sometimes been their kicker as well, is out, injured a couple of weeks ago. DJ Knuth, the running back, is out for the season. 2 big losses for the Warriors, but those that have come in to fill in, including C.J. Hargis at quarterback, has been perfect handling the ball tonight. And the running back, the running duo of Pravatsky and Farrell has been extremely effective. And that's why the Warriors have the 30-point advantage. Here is the kick. Will bounce at about the 30 and roll all the way back to the 10-yard line where it is finally picked up. David Rubishki is going to be stopped, though, short of the 20. Great coverage by the Warriors and a nice kick. One of those rolling kicks that got by, well, it was deep enough to hit it about the 25-yard line and just roll. Perfect roll for the Warriors before Rubishki could pick it up. Most of the Warriors were downfield. He is stopped short of the 20, and that's where Dallas will begin with 6:45 remaining in the game from their own 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Next week from fill in the blank.
Hopefully from here. It would be so awesome for the Warriors to get one more home game.
Couldn't we play like West or somebody, just somebody close by? Here's a pass that is complete to Sam Garber, their tight end at the 20. Maybe out to the 21-yard line, a couple yards short of the first down, but it is a complete pass, tackled in bounds. Clock keeps running down to the end of this regular season. It truly is, it's hard to believe in the football season. That always seems the shortest, and it only has 9 games now instead of the 10. But it truly seems like just a couple of weeks that we're here in a beautiful night in, was it the last day of August? I think it was.
Yes.
Back to throw is Kibbe. Kibbe throws out, and he throws too high for the intended receiver on the far side.
I think it was his tight end again this time. The same play to the other side.
Is that 86 again?
Yes.
On the far side of the field. We would ask them every once in a while, just for a break, come over here. What if they don't like coming towards the crowded side of the field? Does it make them nervous? They go away from the crowd?
How much would you pay me to research that? Because I would really like to know.
I would like to, we say it all the time, but I'm telling you, it's just a great percentage of plays. Oh, they're coming to straight ahead, near side of the field, and straight ahead and bursting ahead, and maybe a touchdown for Norton. Norton is across the 40 of the Warriors, and a great run by Caleb Norton from the 22-yard line.
Well, he doesn't have any quit in him, does he, Ray? He was
38 yards.
Smelling pay dirt. I should say smelling pay rubber, because we're on turf field, not dirt.
Yeah.
But Tyler Hull was able to chase him down, not before he gained about 30 yards on that play.
He didn't have that final breakaway speed. It looked like he might get it. Good blocking here as Kibbe throws, and it is almost intercepted, tipped away at the last moment. Intended for, I think, Tim Smothers out there, and knocking it away. It's Alan Ma, who intercepted the ball just a little while ago, knocked that one away in a battle with... Is that, no, it's the elder Smothers. It was number 8?
Yes.
Looked like 3 from the distance, but it's the elder of the Smothers brothers.
Jalen?
Tim Smothers, the younger one, and Jailer Smothers, the senior. Tim is the junior. Here's Kibbe. Kibbe back to throw. Throws on a screen. And not getting any blocking and being brought down at the 36-yard line. Is somebody brought down by someone.
I know Riley Wessel came up with the tackle, Ray.
Garber with the catch.
Garber with the catch.
You could see that number. Can you hear? You saw that number? Yeah? Yeah, I can't believe that. There was a crowd around Garber because it was right in the center of the field. Did not get any blocking after that screen. He took the pass right at the line of scrimmage. Here's a handoff. Here's Jalen Smothers trying to make his way free, and he does not. He dives inside the 35, but it'll be short, and that was a 4th down play.
That was third down.
Oh, was it third?
It's now fourth.
Okay. I'll accept that. Since they seem to have the ball still, I will accept that. 4th down and 4.
Keontae Davis with the tackle for the Warriors, a junior varsity player, getting some varsity playing time.
Here's Kibbe to throw. Kibbe looking downfield. Throws out here, and it is knocked away again. And probably Alan Ma, who's been the one on the far side. It is. Alan Ma knocks it away from the intended receiver at the 15-yard line.
Nice play out there. Bat it down. You know, we always give Beaver cornerbacks, and we give sometimes Warrior cornerbacks for not turning when the ball's up in the air, Ray, but a nice job by Ma out there, turning around and batting the ball away at the last moment.
It was Jalen Smothers who was the intended receiver at the 15, and Allen has been his shadow recently.
We have some new Warriors out there, including Jake Rapay at quarterback.
4:21 in the ball game. Jake Rapay, who got in for a few touches last week, a few snaps. The Warriors will go up the middle. Let's see who the running backs are now for the Warriors. Couple of yards gained.
Austin Client with the carry, number 30.
Alan Ma has truly been a shadow to Jalen Smothers. He intercepted a pass not too long ago, and the last couple intended for Smothers, he was right with them to knock them down. Smothers could not break free.
Oh, fumble.
Ball on the ground, and
Dallas got it.
Dallas is going to get this one back.
Spencer McCarron, number 43, with the recovery. Bad exchange there by Rapay and Client.
So from the 39-yard line of the Warriors, Dallas will take over again. But we're down to 3:44 remaining. Clock stops there as change the ball over to Dallas.
I have a feeling we're going to be on our way over the pass, Ray.
Oh, no. 58-28 Warriors leading. A year ago, after the Warriors dismissed Willamette, scoring over 70 points in a point fest here at home, we went over to Mountain View on what was the first snowstorm of the season. There hadn't really been any snow up in the Cascades, and that Friday, actually Thursday night into, Friday, we took off. It wasn't a Friday night game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We weren't even sure we were going to go.
No, because of the snow.
Right.
There was maybe 6 inches of snow or something expected up in the Cascades. Chains were required. I had never put chains on before in all the years I've lived here. I've never gone up to the Cascades in the winter. I just don't want to drive up there. Had to put on the chains to cross the pass. Went to Mountain View. It was 18 degrees.
Felt like 8.
Felt like 18 with the chill factor at game time. And there was no room in the inn in the press box. We were outside, Scott and I, doing the play-by-play standing.
With a chain link fence with the wind at our back.
And the wind was at our back, that's right. Here is a pass by Kibbe that is complete and dragging somebody out of bounds. Is somebody, let's see who is here. That's Tim Smothers. And it's 23 for the Warriors, Austin Client. But the wind was at our back, as Scott said, with a chain link fence. The temperature lowered during the game. In gloves and heavy sweaters and calling that game in Mountain View, the Warriors lost. Mountain View went on to win the championship, surprising everyone. But I don't think we'd go through that next week, but I don't even want to go over the passes. Here's a nice throw, and again, it's got to be Alan Mao. It is. Is it? No, it's 16.
It's somebody else. Chris Bastillos, a junior varsity player.
16?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Bastillos. It was not Alan Mao that time, but same position, far side of the field from us, and deep. Knocking that pass away again right with the intended receiver. Nice pass by Kibbe. But it was able to be knocked away because Castillos was right with the receiver. They'll try a forward burst, and it's good down to the 25-yard line, and that's good for the Warriors because the clock will keep running. The incomplete passes stop the clock, but this time the clock will roll. No, first down. So the clock does stop for the chains to be moved. That is a first down at the 25. And they set the chains, and the clock will roll again.
I need to apologize, Ray. Chris Bastillos is one of the seniors out there. Doesn't get to see very much playing time, but seeing some right now.
Here's Josh Kibbe back to throw. He throws over the middle, has a man, touchdown. This time, nice catch.
Smothers.
Jalen Smothers right at the end zone. That one, he had time, Kibbe did. Beautifully thrown and grabbed by the hands again. Not pulling that ball in, but with the hands. That's not an easy way to catch a 34-yard pass, and he does so smoothly. Jalen Smothers and Josh Kibbe, those are two of the strengths of Dallas, and they certainly have been tonight. We knew that going in. Beautiful pass, fine catch. Right at the end zone. Touchdown. Kick is up, and this one is good. The kick is good by Ryan Spencer. The extra point, 58-35 now. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go, but the Warriors had built more than a comfortable position for the night, a cushion. And they will be moving on somewhere next week, maybe over the pass, whether we want to go or not. I just don't want to put the chains on again. The chains are easy to put on. The problem is sometimes is trying to get them off. And on the way back, I didn't have any problem on the way over, but on the way back on our near side of the mountain, it's hard to determine when you want to take them off because it's hard to tell whether the snow is going to stop. Finally, I decided, well, the snow is going to end. And there really wasn't a good spot except to pull off on one of the side roads that you would use in the summer to go somewhere in the Cascades. Instead, it was just loaded with snow. So I'm lying in the snow, a couple of inches of snow, trying to get under the tire to decide right where it would come on. And somehow I got it caught around the axle. And I couldn't get it, and I was underneath getting soaked, lying on my back, trying to get that thing off. I couldn't get it. And I determined it wasn't going to be too bad. I left it on all the way back.
Did you really?
That's a danger because you could do a lot of damage underneath. But nothing happened. I made it all the way to Les Schwab in Junction City. And he finally managed to get that chain off.
So yeah, the way you're saying is you need to make some more trips over the pass to practice putting chains on.
It's on is easy. It's getting them off. That's tough because you can't see and your hands are cold and you're in the snow.
You're right. It is easier. You set the chain down, then you put the tire.
And you're trying to figure you're trying to find without seeing it where it is attached behind the tire. Here is the kickoff taken just shy of the goal line and then bringing it out and taking a knee at the 10. Don't hurt me is Matt Tracy? No. Yes, it was. It was Matthew Tracy that brought it out to the 10-yard line, and that's where the Warriors will begin. 3:06 remaining. They're up 58-35 in this game.
Well, Ray, if we do have to play Bend, more than likely they're losing the Mountain View, so it's a 2-win team. They'll go to 2-6 on the season. And Ashland, you guys already saw Ashland against the Warriors. I think Bend might be a better matchup for the Warriors at this point than Ashland. It might be a better game.
First down, Jake Rapay is the quarterback. His second series of snaps, a fumble, a bad handoff on the first one ended in a fumble. And the Warriors will get a couple of yards here on first down. Austin Klein with the ball, 2:54, 2:53, clock running and simply running out on the end of the regular season. Warriors will finish in fourth place. We thought weeks ago when they played Crescent Valley and they lost to Crescent Valley that would be the case, that they would wind up in fourth place, and they do. Jake Rapay is going to keep the ball here at second down, and he will get about a yard before running into a head-on tackle from Dallas. Even at that time, it appeared that Silverton and West were the strengths of the league, and they were. Silverton won the matchup by a touchdown over West, and that pretty much clinched the title for them, and they will be the Mid-Willamette champions this year. West will finish second, which was evident that night several weeks ago. Crescent Valley with the 7-point win over Lebanon finishes third, and the Warriors will finish fourth. Dallas in fifth place. A handoff again will garner just a couple of yards for the Warriors, and it doesn't matter as they're running the clock down, 1:53 and the clock running, and fourth down coming up. So the second unit, maybe second and third unit, will get a chance here for a punt with 1:41 remaining. Tim Farrell will go back and do the punting as he stands right now at his own 5-yard line.
Hopefully a better snap from Fletcher Bellinger this time, Ray. Last time went over the head of the 5'10 Farrell.
This time would really be dangerous because they were right near the end zone. Last time the ball rolled back to the 30-yard line, their own 30. But this time the ball would go into the end zone if it's a bad snap. As Farrell is inside the 5 at about the 3.
Warriors might take a timeout here. They're letting the clock go down all the way.
A minute 7, they're just standing around, waiting.
Here's the signal.
There, they call the timeout so they don't
I see
lose.
Josh Dykes already down from his crow's nest. Normally up there calling the plays. He's already on the field.
So the Warriors call the timeout so they don't lose another 5 yards here before they punt. We'll take one more timeout. 58-35, 58.5 seconds remaining in our game. Warriors on their way to a victory tonight on KGAL.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Pick up a Burgerville card now and earn rewards cash for every $1 spent. See store for details. Stop by Burgerville after the game. Order a famous Tillamook cheeseburger. Open 7 a.m. to midnight Fridays.
Hi, I'm Dave Wood, President and CEO of Willamette Community Bank. Our focus is local. Local people, local families, and local businesses. We promise we'll always be that bank. Willamette Community Bank, service like no other. We promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
1580 KGAL.
Back for the final seconds of tonight's game as the Warriors will punt. Standing at his 3-yard line, Tim Farrell gets away. A good high punt. Will bounce and again take a favorable Warrior bounce as it's done all night. Jalen Smothers looked like maybe he would try to get it and return instead of rolls. And then Smothers goes back and picks it up, trying to catch the Warriors off guard maybe, pick it up and get some room. But he gains only a couple of yards. He tried it at about the 46-yard line, gains up to about the 48, and that's where Dallas will begin to run out the clock on tonight's game. The Warriors have been fortunate on the kickoffs and on that punt. When the ball bounces, it's taken a good bounce away from the intended returner. But I do think Jalen, picking it up at the last second, was hoping maybe he would catch the Warriors off guard, as it looked like he was just nonchalantly going to let it roll. But the Warriors were alert. Back to throw is Josh Kibbe. Hit as he throws and off the hands of the intended receiver, as Client is there to knock that one away from Tim Smothers. Smothers might have grabbed that. That was another fine throw. It was thrown from the 30 just across the 50 and right into the hands of Tim Smothers.
Yeah, nice pressure in the backfield by the Warriors too, because Kibbe had to get rid of the ball quickly. The Warriors defended it well.
With the limited time that he has to throw, those balls are perfectly placed, and that's still a long throw. But Client was hit right as he went to grab the ball. Or Client hit Smothers right as he went to grab the ball. Here's a long pass again, and this one is caught in bounds and knocked out of bounds on the far side of the field inside the 30. That's a long throw and right on the mark by Josh Kibbe. Looks like Jalen Smothers made the catch inside the 30 out at the 28, goes out of bounds, 28 seconds remaining. First down.
Now, this is the varsity of Dallas against basically the JV for the Warriors. So padding the stats time for all the seniors out there for Dallas.
They'll operate out of the shotgun for Josh Kibbe. I have been impressed by his throws all night. Throws over the middle, and it is incomplete, and there may be a no interference call. And I think that's Smothers. It's a single numeral, and I believe it would be Jalen Smothers who got hit by Austin Client. And it looked like he got hit before that ball arrived. Now, whether it could have been caught, it's a long throw, but I would think that would be a moot point that there would have been interference.
Yeah, I thought that there should have been a flag thrown there. It looked like the Warrior defender got there too soon. Bumped the Smothers receiver off his route there, but to no avail.
Jalen is wide left, Sam Garber to the right. It's back to throw as Kibbe steps in out of the pocket, and this time he's actually going to run with the ball, and he gets past the line of scrimmage for that play, back up to the 25. Boy, we haven't seen that all night. He's been intent when he's about to be hit to throw to anybody he sees open. And I've said over and over again tonight, it's really been amazing that he's been able to find his receiver, although maybe not complete. The Warriors have done a good job of covering. But he's put the ball on the mark under pressure time after time. Long throws, too. But that time he runs, and he runs back to the initial line of scrimmage. They'll say 3rd and 10 at the 28.
Dallas with the timeout and obviously trying to get an extra score on the board against the Warrior JV defense.
In truth, that ball will be at the 25. It's 3rd and 7. And the Warriors come back on the field here.
They may have time for 2 more plays here, 2 more tries for the end zone, because they're not going for a first down here, Ray.
The game seemed a little bit tedious at the end tonight.
It has.
Is it just the timing?
A lot of scoring.
They're long days. Here's Josh Kibbe back to throw. Looks. He's hit and he's dropped. And does he fumble? He does. And let's see if the Warriors finally get the ball loose from him tonight. They did. And did they recover? I think maybe.
It's a fumble. That's the way the game's going to end, right?
Oh, that's it. Clock runs out. I think the Warriors got it, didn't they?
The Dallas number 70 fell on it.
Oh, boo.
Jacob Roram falls on the ball.
But it's the final play of the game. The Warriors were on him all night, but he had a quick release, and as I said, threw some good balls under pressure, but this time held on a little too long. They hit him, knocked the ball loose, and as both sides try to recover it, the clock runs out, and the Warriors have the victory they needed, 58-35. That will improve their standing a little bit in that OSAA deal, but probably not enough to get them out of the 17th position. The first 8 teams, there are 24 that will make the playoffs, depending upon if they are the 24 highest ranked teams, according to the thought process, whatever it may be, of the OSAA. The first 8 will have the week off, leaving 16 teams. So the Warriors needed to get inside 16 or higher to have a home game next week. Despite this victory tonight, it's very possible they will not. But they are in the playoffs and looking good with C.J. Hargis as a backup quarterback and D.J. Knuth out tonight. Brandon Marquez, the usual quarterback, out. The Warriors play a good game against Dallas and put them away rather handily, 58-35. So let's take a timeout, come back and wrap things up. Scott Landgren, the stat man, has the stats for us, and we'll tell you maybe where we might be next Friday night when we return on KGAL.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
KGAL.
Well, the Warriors look good tonight. Things look tough early. They made several Pitt's predictions proven pointless. I thought the first possessions that we saw tonight might be a key to the ball game. The Warriors with their backup at quarterback, C.J. Hargis, and without their really fine running back, D.J. Knuth, I thought maybe the first possession might tell them whether they could move the ball, handle the ball well. They didn't score. They got bogged down. Dallas did score on their first possession, and they scored easily. But the Warriors, bless their football hearts, on the second possession, scored very easily, picked up big chunks of yardage, very short time, answered in about 1 minute and 35 seconds. Dallas got the ball back again, they scored. And then the Warriors, on a 78-yard kickoff return by Taman Pravatsky, wasted little time, about 35 seconds in scoring. They got a 2-point conversion, moved up 15-14, and from that point on, they took the lead, and they scored 28 consecutive points after being down 14-7. Before Dallas would answer again. Back and forth in the latter part of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but the Warriors win it easily, 58-35. And a tough season at times, but they finish in the league at 4-3. They finish with a winning record in the league. And they're what on the season? One game under 500?
4-5.
4-5. Okay, one game under 500 for the season. Not the season we saw last year, but there were some good moments.
Yeah, and I look back to that Crescent Valley game, Ray, where, you know, we lost to Mountain View, the defending state champions, and what could have been a winnable game. Learning a new defense for some of the Warriors. But the 3-point loss, that was a heartbreaker there, I think, for the Warriors. And then later on in the season, obviously the loss of DJ Knuth and Brandon Marquez against a Silverton team, a tough Silverton team. So, but they're moving on. We're going to the next season, and I think everyone here is saying it's going to be the Lava Bears of Bend High School. Yeah. Forget about that announcer, that PA announcer that gets really passionate and excited there.
The last time we were there a couple of years ago was a sunny game, opening game of the season, and we were in the press box. We started to mock is not a good word. We started to imitate their announcer. Was driving us crazy. Lava Bears!
Yes. But obviously September is much better to play, Ben, than it is now.
Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful night and a gorgeous September weekend in Bend.
And a great-looking field with hash marks and everything. And so it looks like all signs are pointing towards that. The only other scenario that I heard from the old Coach Allen, the athletic director for Lebanon, is there's some 250-mile rule where teams cannot travel over 250 miles because of the geographic nature of the 5A, way it's structured. So Hermiston, depending on what they do, depending on what Ashland does, they're opposite polar ends of the state.
They would meet according to the power rankings, but they can't.
Right, because of, I think there was a...
It's because the game is technically irregular season, and there's a rule that you can't go 250 miles in a regular season.
So Scott is pointing out, as you were saying, you can't go 250 miles because
never heard of this.
Because it's the first week of the playoffs, and Scott says they treat that like the regular season, where you cannot travel over 250 miles, and the distance between Hermiston and Ashland exceeds that. So while they might, according to the power standings, would be a matchup, they can't do that.
Right.
So somebody else has to match up, like Lebanon, so we could go to Ashland.
Yes. Just to give you an idea, Lebanon is 225 miles from Ashland. So if you can imagine Hermiston, close to maybe 400.
I'll tell you, it's long enough. I remember the second game of the season driving down there, and then I decided to drive back. And it's a long trip at that time of night.
Yeah, and it was a longer way back too. The Warriors lost that game 23-6.
The nice thing in there is there's not really easy spots for the state police to pull off, and they basically let you go at night. You know, I mean, you can hit, and there's really no. And I'm not talking danger, anything foolish. 75 miles an hour. I see no reason why you can't do that on the freeway at night.
Well, and you heard about that new highway in Texas. It's 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
And I think, they're good about it. They don't sit out there waiting. And, there are a couple of curves on that part of the freeway a little different than up here where you have to slow down. But, you could open it up. That was good, but it's a lonely drive, and it's not one I want to make next week. I remember there was one gas station when you came off the freeway in Ashland, and this was back in September. I think it was $4.30 something. I don't recall the exact price, but they had a real monopoly because I didn't see another one all the way down to the football stadium a couple of miles in. And there was, I believe it was like $4.35 in September because they were right near the freeway.
Right.
Suck it to me.
Yeah.
Well, the Warriors win it here tonight. We'll wrap things up 58-35. And Scott is still getting some scores and such. I'll tell you what, if we need a final break, why don't we take it here? We'll get the stats and the scores from Scott, and we'll come back and wrap up our regular season here with a win tonight for the Warriors. Good win, 58-35. They win it. Let's take one more timeout.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Good, tasty food. That's why Bing's Kitchen has been a lunch and dinner favorite for over 40 years. Choose Chinese or American meals that can satisfy the entire family or a gathering of up to 40 people on the South Santiam Highway in Lebanon. Choose Bing's Kitchen, where the food simply tastes best.
Edward Jones specializes in helping individual investors achieve their personal investment goals. Hello, this is Doug Phillips, your Lebanon Edward Jones financial advisor. Please call me to set up an appointment so I can assist you in selecting investments and services that help meet your goals. Call me at 541-451-4000. Member SIPC.
Need tires? Hi, this is Don from Kenega Tire Factory. From lawnmowers to tractors, cars, and trucks, we have what you need. And Kenega Tire's ASE certified mechanics can help you with your brakes, shocks, struts, alignment, oil changes, and stuff you won't believe. Even propane for your barbecue and RV. Kenega Tire Factory, still at the Y in Lebanon.
1580 KGAL.
Warriors win tonight, 58-35, moving on somewhere next week, apparently on the road, maybe Ashland, maybe Bend, either one. Which would you rather drive to, Scott?
Well, I'd rather go to Bend because, well, we already went to Ashland once this year.
Yeah, we certainly did.
It was a long drive. It's definitely a much shorter drive to Bend. And, you know, it's a nice drive, and I don't think the weather's going to be that bad. And I really like the Bend matchup better for the Warriors. Bend lost tonight to Mountain View, 41-14, so they finished the year 2-6. They did play really, really good teams, which is why they're ranked ahead of the Warriors. But I'd like the Bend matchup better for the Warriors.
Well, you're really a sports guy. The only thing I'm thinking of, Bend, we probably get to sit inside because we did when we visited a couple of years ago. Ashland, we're outside, and it's the stadium. Remember, the stadium was dust covered because it was September and dry. It was just filthy on the seats.
Hopefully, it's not as dirty because people have been in there all season, but it would definitely be a chilly one in Ashland.
You sit in the stands, and it's not the most pleasant of places to broadcast from, but good for you because you think only of the Warriors, and I think only of myself.
Well, there you go. But it'd be a shorter drive to go to Bend, also over the pass.
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to go over the pass.
Well, it's not going to snow. It's going to be fun. But I think if they do end up over there, that would be funny that 2 years in a row, the Warriors open with a Bend team at in the first game, and then a Warrior playoff game at Bend.
It is a little shorter, a little more scenic, as long as it's not snowing or raining to beat the devil. But how about the stats?
Pretty good stats for the Warriors. Actually, Dallas did outgain Lebanon tonight, 468 to 389. Dallas.
No kidding.
Yeah, Dallas did put up a lot of yards of offense. They just stalled on a lot of drives. They had a couple turnovers late in the game. And remember, the Warriors did have 78 yards on a kickoff return for one of their scores. So,
field position was good for the Warriors.
Like Robbie said, field position was really good for the Warriors online. A lot of kickoffs and such for the Warriors. But the one thing that matters is the scoreboard, which was a Warrior win. Dallas was led. Kibbe, let me see. I won't start with him because I have to add up a couple here. The Smothers brothers. We'll start with them because he was really everything. Jalen Smothers, 208 total yards of offense, 103 on the ground, 105 in through the air receiving, 3 touchdowns for him. He was really all of their offense tonight. Naughton, there's your other favorite name, 142 yards and a touchdown. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 40, 16 of 32 for Kibbe, the quarterback, 184 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Did he impress you as much as I was? Very impressed with the strength of his arm and his precision.
I mean, you really have to look at those incompletions, and he was under pressure all night. He, as soon as he took a 3-5 step drop, there was a Warrior defender in his face. He never had time to survey the field. So yes,
the first drive where they surprised the Warriors, I think, because they were throwing rather than running, he had the time, and he was really good.
I would agree. He was very impressive tonight. The stats are misleading in that sense, but.
And I guess I'm surprised because I thought this would be a running team, and the quarterback at best would be, so-so. But I was surprised that he could truly be on a passing team that's all they do.
Yeah, and Dallas probably thought, well, everyone else has been able to, pass with pretty much ease against the Warriors, so we'll maybe try and see how it is. Obviously, they have a good passer. Their problem is pass protection.
They couldn't pass protect, to save their little football lives.
No, they can create holes to run through, but they cannot pass protect.
Nor to save Josh Kibbe's life.
No.
For the Warriors, pretty good offensive nights by 3 players in particular. Only a few players rushed the ball. Tim Farrell, 13 carries, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pravatsky had 11 carries, 127 yards and a touchdown, and a 78-yard kickoff return for touchdown. And Hargis, 2 of 4 passing for 7 yards. He also ran the ball 15 times for 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. Childress had that 34-yard touchdown run. He finishes 42 yards and a touchdown. West Albany cruises to a victory over Corvallis, 59-33. They really put it on in the second half.
33 points. Again, that second and third unit of West Albany is not that strong, so maybe next year, although Jake Lacoste will be back, maybe that defense, some of those people that are moving up may not be as tough as this year's.
That's right. Silverton clinches the league title tonight. If they lost and West Albany won, they would have shared. Obviously, the head-to-head would have given it to Silverton, but they clinched it outright tonight, 48-7 over South Albany. Never got a solid Crescent Valley score. It still said 7-0 Crescent Valley. I would guarantee that is not the score right now. So there's that.
Over Woodburn?
Yeah, over Woodburn. And Mountain View, like I said, 41-14 over Bend. Looks to be the next opponent of the Warriors, but we'll find out. Hopefully tonight. They usually update the rankings at like 11:30 tonight. So, you know, just if you want to know as a Warrior fan, just go on the OSAA site and look at the record.
OSAA.org or just Google OSAA.
Right.
Now I hate that word, Google.
Like I said, I predict the Warriors will be around 509 points, and unfortunately, Bend, even though they lost, finished 2-6, will be around 540 for their game. And I don't think there's definitely chances that maybe Ashland could drop down, or there's a lot of things that could happen. But I really think the Warriors will be on the road at Bend next Friday.
Thank you, Stab Man.
Yes.
You do a good job on that. Scott Landrum.
Thank you.
Is the young man's name. Better known to millions as Statman Carruthers. Rob Allen, better known to millions as Robbie. That's it for the regular season, 58-35. The Warriors win it here tonight. Boy, I hate to leave this field. I remember saying back when Scott and I were doing that first game of the year how nice it was to be back on this field. Of course, the weather is a little colder. It's getting kind of cool in here right now. It gets kind of tough as the season goes on, but it's always sad to leave this beautiful field. Our thanks again to Udell Engineering and everybody that worked in this field. The last 2 years, compared with the many years that we did the broadcast without. In fact, particularly the last year, which would be 3 seasons back, the numbers on the field were really faint, and so were the lines, particularly when you got towards the end zone. And we're right in the middle here where we stand for broadcasting. When the ball would be down near the end zone, it was hard to discern the 10 or 5-yard line or where the end zone line was. It was really difficult. Even then, the numbers on the field throughout. And then last year, what a change. So dramatic. And again, this year to be here. Thank you, Udell Engineering, all the people that assisted, maybe contributed to the field, either work or just in plain cash. It's so nice to be here, but we wrap it up for the year. And we do have Research Mannequins Player of the Game, or players, I think, tonight to pick. Research and sale of mannequins from right here in Lebanon at Research Mannequins. They know their stuff. And a longtime Warrior supporter. We appreciate that. You have to say Taman Pravatsky for those runs, the 78-yard kickoff return, then a long touchdown run. Tim Farrell for 2 long touchdown runs, and both Pravatsky and Farrell showed great elusiveness on their runs to the end zone. You have to choose them. I'd also mention C.J. Hargis last week at West Albany. There was some trouble in handling the ball and such. It was his first start. He did that perfectly tonight. He's not the threat, perhaps, that Brandon was to run the ball on the keeper, which is something you miss from Brandon. And again, we're a great sympathy, maybe is a strong word, but to Brandon, his family, and to DJ Knuth, a tough way to go as a senior to lose out on injuries. But C.J. Hargis was flawless in handling the ball tonight, handing off. I'd mention him as the other player of the game.
Yeah, it seems like we come to this point of the season, Ray, every year, and we usually say all the seniors, there are 17 of them. Hopefully all of them got to get in and play. It looked like they did. I saw Chris Bastillos out there. I saw Ralph the transfer from Virginia that came on the team.
Talked with his dad before the game. Really nice guy.
Yeah,
Parked out to get right next to each other in the parking lot.
Nice people, but it was really nice to see the Warriors get back to Warrior football, pounding the rock, as they say, and getting back to the veer triple option. You could see all three phases, really. The quarterback, C.J. Hargis, 3 touchdowns. Taman Pravosky, 1 kickoff return for a touchdown and another touchdown on the ground. And then Tim Farrell, the fullback. So that's the kind of football that we're used to seeing with the Proberts, the Seth Proberts, and the Alex Bournes, and the Robbie Rosas, and the Tance Pravoskys. The list goes on and on. Ben Dewar, and we've been missing that a little bit this year. And then we started to get a little bit of that with Brandon and DJ towards the middle of the season, and they got hurt. So the Warriors picked themselves up tonight, I think, and got some momentum, because last week West Albany was very good, and they were in the backfield a lot for a lot of losses. So the Warriors have some momentum going into next week at Bend, more than likely, and against the Lava Bears, and a much better matchup. I feel much better about the Warriors' chances of advancing in the playoffs. Obviously, if they win next week, it'll be a very good team they'll play the following week. But the point is, at this point, you want to advance. And so the Warriors advance, and now it's just one game and you're out. Got to have a great practice week and good preparation, and we'll find out where the chips fall next Friday night. So, my answer?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. What was the question?
Oh, yes, what was the question?
What
was the question?
Get to the point, Norton.
Pravosky. I gave it to Tance Pravosky for 1 touchdown on the ground and a very exciting kickoff return. Taman Pravosky.
Taman, yeah.
Yes.
All right. I agree with that. He's one of the 3 that I would give it to, but that's fine. 58-35, a lot of exciting football here tonight. Some interesting plays to watch, and we thank you for tuning in for Lebanon Sports. Again, please stop by those sponsors that we mentioned through the season. They are local businesses, people who take pride in serving you. Their reputation depends on how well they do it. They do it very well. We'll see you next Friday night from somewhere. I guess, well, maybe it means no morning update next Friday. We'll be driving somewhere.
But there will be a morning update Monday, and those who don't have computers or will not pay attention this weekend, you can update them on Monday.
We'll certainly let you know where the Warriors will be. But they win it tonight, 58-35. Our sports this weekend, the Seahawks at Detroit. Seahawks playing great defense. Can they score enough points against Detroit? Detroit struggled some this season. Seahawks have played well against San Francisco, New England, some of the powers of the National Football League. They're in Detroit. It's an early game, 9 o'clock pregame. 10 o'clock game time on Sunday, Seahawks and Lions. And tomorrow, the Ducks, 46 points favorites against Colorado, the biggest spread ever given to any team in Pac-10 or Pac-12 history, 46 points. They usually, try to keep it down a little bit. I don't know if the Ducks can cover 46 points. They usually lay off a little bit. You can find out starting at 10:30 tomorrow morning. They finally play an afternoon game, and everybody's got to really get up early because it's noon to satisfy the Pac-12 network, right? Is it on? Yeah. But it's a noon start tomorrow, 10:30 pregame, Ducks and Colorado, and we'll see you next Friday night. Thank you, Carissa, back at the station. You really do a nice job, very alert. It's very much appreciated from our end, and we appreciate you for joining us for Warrior Football. Till next week somewhere, at probably 7 o'clock in the evening, final score tonight, final game of the season. Warriors win it going away, and they're going away somewhere. 58-35, Warriors win. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Warriors Football on 1580 KGAL. You can follow the Warriors all season long, every snap, every score, every game, home and away on KGAL. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, Mama's Fine Italian, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Power Honda, Ixtapa Mexican Restaurant, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, Les Schwab Tires of Lebanon, Bing's Kitchen, Like New Appliance, Len Benton Tractor, Wilson Motors, and by Canega Tire Factory. Listen throughout the season for more exciting Warriors football action. This broadcast is exclusive property of Eads Broadcasting, Smart Talk 1580 KGAL, and Radio Robbie Productions. U.S. copyright law protects this broadcast. Duplication or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is strictly prohibited without prior written consent. We now join our regular programming.
Jim Bohannon, weeknights on News Talk 1580, KGAL.